Hi everyone, welcome to TVON. Happy Thursday. My name is Joyce and I will be filling in for Lauren today. So unfortunately she can't make it for today, so I will be here with you guys for the next 3 hours, but don't worry, the sale continues. So you are continuing to take 10% off of each and every single item that you see up here today. So if you decide to call in and say, hey, I'd like to take a couple of pieces, right? That doesn't mean that, oh, you get 10% off of, just one item, right? It's off of every individual piece that you decide to take home tonight. So we got a lot to get to. Again, if you have any requests, I do have a unnamed request up here. So if you were someone who requested a ring and a pendant, please do let me know. I'm not going to show it until you call in to confirm that you're here, because I don't want to, show it and then someone else comes in and picks up your pieces. So if you requested something earlier in today's day, please call in. And we have not only the old pieces here making one last show, but we also have a wide selection of brand new pieces. And of all the brand new pieces that I've seen here today so far, I can't decide which one's my favorite, which is saying a lot, because there is a brand new black opal necklace that I'm in love with. And yet, despite all that, I don't know if it's my favorite of them all. So very excited to show you guys all of these wonderful pieces. Tanzanite is here, of course. Paraiba, truly some pieces that really should not be put on sale, but here they are. The damage has been done, or will be done. So hopefully you'll stay tuned with us. And of course, some museum pieces here and there. You know me, love some museum pieces. So thank you for being here with me, and let's get started. Now, we are going to take a look at a stone that I've had a history with. Let's take a look at the wheel, and here she is. This is going to be 1126514, and this is, yes, that's color change diaspore. Now, from the moment I saw this stone, I admit I wasn't too big a fan of it, right? You know me, I love those bright, vivid colors. I love, my favorite stone, in fact, is the black opal. And yet here we have a stone that is not necessarily of a bright, vivid, intense, flashy color scheme. And yet, when we've been bringing you the private collection material the last couple of days, this stone has slowly crept into my heart. And here we are with a carat 20 oval center stone. You have 9 points total weight of your VS yellow diamond single halo around that stone. And to top it all off, you have a 60-point white diamond halo around that. Two-tone gold stays like it is. And before you turn the TV off, just know that although this mounting may have, some pretty fancy diamonds and a pretty impressive color changing stone, right? It's not going to be crazy expensive. Question. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm like one of the least maintenance people, so this hair is like, I just wake up and I just go. So thank you, Mary. Now, this ring, right? It's been here for a hot second. Today's the day where last look at it, it goes, that's great. If it doesn't, then we take it apart and we melt it down, because we all know everything is going up, right? Diamond prices, gold prices, right? Even gemstone prices, they may not all be going up at the same increments, but trust me when I say they are all creeping up there. Now, for this ring that should be $29.99, we are not going to do that today. Out of all of the diaspores that I have in the entire inventory, this is one of the most affordable pieces. And not only that, it has been dressed up, right? We all love princess cut white diamonds. We all love those tapered baguettes and baguette white diamonds, right? But why not dress it up, right? Really get into that golden tone of the diaspore with those yellow diamonds. And would it surprise you if I said that this is not even going to be $19.99? Again, whatever price you see up there, guys, you get to take an additional 10% off of that final price. And here is the best part. It's true to size. We can size it for you. So very rarely are there those rare pieces that we cannot size, but this one we can size. And this is what it looks like on the hand as well. So as you can see, right, it's a carat 20, but on the hand, it still looks like it's got a rather substantial size. That double halo definitely does help it out. And you can still see the clear line between your yellow and your white diamonds. And look at that, you got a simple gold band, two-tone look. This entire ring just screams perfection, but I only have one. We cannot remake this mounting for the price I'm going to do. Yes, you've heard me say that many a times before, but truly this is going to be the case going forward, especially with the gold, especially with the diamonds, especially considering the fact that every single stone up there, no matter how large or how small, has been set by a human being one by one. Each stone has 4 prongs. This is what it looks like from the side. So it's got a nice little basket to it. True to size on this one, does not sit high off the hand at all. A perfect everyday wearable diaspore ring. And guess what? We are going to make it $999. I only have this one. Call me now if you would like to pick it up. And back up close we go here. I mean, such a phenomenal stone, as it does change colors under incandescent lighting. So keep that in mind. This is a stone that it's not just you open the box, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's it, right? This is a piece that you open the box, you take it with you, you go places, and you have fun with it. And it's only $9.99. It may already be gone. Next up, I can't help myself. We have to go into the brand new. Over the last couple of weeks, I admit, I had been looking more at computers screens than at, jewelry. So when I saw this piece today, I was like, ooh, this is a fun little piece. And here we go. Don't forget about that one. Call me. And here is that next piece that I'm like, okay, what is this? This is, believe it or not, it's a fancy cut, and it is a green tourmaline. This is 1128767. And here we go. I still know how to use the camera, which is great. And this is not only a fancy cut, but to me it almost looks like a rather fancy color. Yes. Sounds good. Thank you very much on that diaspore. You are going to love it, especially for a ring of that size, right? That is impressive. Now here we have a green tourmaline. Now we've seen a wide variety of this green color. Some greens tend to go more on the warmer side. So we all know that green is consisted of blues and yellows. Now that meaning, aside from a 50-50 split, the green will lean more towards one side, right? It'll lean more towards the warmer yellowish side, or it'll lean more towards the cooler bluish side. Now for this one, I actually can't decide which side it is leaning more towards, because in some parts of this stone, you can definitely see more of those brighter yellowish greens where it leans more warm, almost looks like a Sapphire color. And then in the other, sides, in the corners, you can see those bright blue-green flashes. So not necessarily a bicolor stone, but just looking at it, I was like, I've seen many green tourmalines here and there. I just know what to call that. But what we do know is that this is a 424 center stone. So it is a fancy cut. It's like a mix between a trilliant and a pear shape, right? Really set in a way where it's unique, right? For these fancy shapes, we tend to see, put a halo around it, maybe even a double halo, and then just a band, and that's it, right? This is a piece where it really takes your center stone into consideration and creates this really unique wavy design around it. And I don't think I mentioned this, but it's in both platinum and 14 or 18K gold. So platinum where you see that white metal, and then 18K yellow gold where you see your yellow gold. So if you have platinum, you know that this is a pretty substantial, not only substantial, but a pretty weighty metal. And just look at all of the presence of that platinum, of course, the gold on this side too, right? But look at that. I mean, just looking at it, it's going to be a weighty ring. And when you have such a unique stone like this, I mean, I should hope that, we go all out on a piece like this. Now, there's also 20 points of your diamonds. I know when you have such a fancy design and a fancy center stone, you tend to overlook the diamonds, but they are there. They are 20 points scattered throughout, just dressing it up just a little bit, just perfectly, right? Not overdoing it at all. And here is the best part. $49.99 should be priced on this one. At this point, I'm just glad that platinum hasn't skyrocketed like gold has, because then it's like, what are we going to use, right? Wood. But Here it is, your ring, soon to be, and look at the clarity. I keep forgetting to do this, but whenever we have tourmalines like this, I should probably mention the clarity because other tourmalines out there do not look like this. They are not of this bright color, right? Of this bright clarity rather, right? They have some itty bitty little inclusions inside the stones, which is fine, right? That just tells you that the stone is natural. But when you have nothing impeding the glow of the stone, where you just have a stone that is as bright as open as this, then it's like, ooh, that's how you know you got the good stuff. And this ring, $29.99, we are not stopping there. Again, a fancy cut. We rarely see this type of cut at all. And I only have this one. If you like it, I would advise you to call in right now. Do not forget you are still taking 10% off. This is what it looks like on the hand. And for a piece that is as asymmetrical as this, I love the multiple wearability, right? I mean, for rings, right, you can only wear it one way or the other, but just having that option, just to go off of how you are feeling every single day, I think that is a huge plus in any sort of ring. And it's not even going to be $29.99. You see the size of this piece on my hand. You see how much gold, right? Ignoring the platinum, all that gold in this piece. And look at that. Even from an angle, your tourmaline is glowing. It is bright. It is beautiful. It is true to size, believe it or not, right? It is pretty wide in the back, but it still does taper nicely. So it is true to size. It's not $29.99. Let's bring it back up close here. We'd love for someone to grab this truly unique, one-of-a-kind piece right here, right now. Don't know why I put it up here upside down, but look at that, right? Still, you can see where it kind of shifts from that warmer green into the cooler greens here and there. And if you would like it, one caller gets it, $24.99. That is it on this one-of-a-kind. Really a fancy cut, a fancy stone, a fancy design. All about it, everything about it is fancy, and it's only $24.99, and that is before your 10% off on this one. What a beautiful stone. One person gets it. Let me flip it around actually so it'll, sit up on its own here. There we go. And also, I mean, looking at it through the back, that's how you truly know that your stone is clean, because from the front, you're like, oh yeah, that looks pretty nice, but you're also getting a lot of light and color reflected back into your eyes. But from the back, right, you are looking directly through the stone, and look at that. Clarity is 100%. Love to see it. $24.99 only on this one. And if you have any requests, please do let us know here. We would love to help you out. And next up, we have a pendant. First pendant of the day. And it is with a South Sea golden pearl. Pearls, another thing that, I like it. I wouldn't, it wouldn't be my first option, but, when you have a pearl that has this level of iridescence that you're going to see coming up next, that is when it's like, okay, everything kind of changes. Let me take another look at that pearl. So call me on this one. Next up, we have 112-8804. And yes, South Sea Golden Pearl coming up next. Do not forget about my green tourmaline, please. And here we go. This is going to be our beautiful pearl pendant in the solid 18K yellow gold. Here she is. And I must say, I love the combination of the matte finish gold, of the mirror finish gold, combined with the luster of the pearl. I mean, look at that. And I do have to say this, but this pearl is not a perfect round. It's got a little bit of that teardrop shape to it, which I don't really mind. I feel like it really works with the design well. It almost looks like a water droplet, right? Falling from the leaves after the morning fog has passed, right? Here it is, 13 millimeters in the pearl. And yes, you still do get 3 individual diamonds worked into the design. And those all together will be 5 points total weight. I just love the detailing, truly the thought that has been put into this, right? It's so easy to just, cast a shape of a leaf and just, just kind of polish it a little bit and be like, oh yeah, that's good enough, right? No one's gonna see, right? We like to put these pieces up close and personal to the point where you are seeing every single detail. And look, it's very subtle because the color of the golden pearl is rather, intense, right? It's there. It's not very washed out, right? but you can see a level of iridescence where the light hits your pearl, where it goes from the pinks to the purples to the greens, right? It's there. And not to mention, again, solid 18K yellow gold for all of this. Even on the back side, where you are not going to see that when it's on your neckline, and yet it is there, that design is there. A beautiful, large enough bail to sustain any of our diamonds by the yard. And this piece right here, $29.99 should be priced, no longer going to be. Brand new piece, I don't care. I am going to take it all the way down for someone to see and love and take home today. It's not even $19.99. I mean, wait till you see it against the hand, because I think this will truly help with seeing the perspective of the sheer size of this piece. I mean, not even the piece, but the pearl by itself, right? The pearl is not exactly a small little pearl. It, quite honestly, could cover the width of my finger. And then your little gold leaves on top with your bail, that's just an addition to your piece, but look at the size of this pendant. Here it is against the neckline here. I mean, look at that, right? From a distance away, you can really see how the mirror finish, the matte finish, and the luster of the pearl really work together, right? They are different, differing levels of brightness, of shine, but together, right? There's no one aspect trying to overtake the other. Now, if we were to surround the entire pearl with diamonds, then it'd be a different story, right? But your slight little accent right there, your perfect balance of the mirror finish and the matte finish, and of course the pearl, and not to mention the perspective, the proportion of your pearl versus the design, right? Everything is perfect here. Everyday wearable. It's not even $19.99. Let's bring it back up close, take another look at it one more time. And we are going to make it $999 for this entire piece. That's right, $999, and guess what? You still take 10% off at checkout. That is it on this one. Let me know if you would like to take it. Now, pearls, you know, you don't really get much in terms of shape diversity to work with. So usually for these pearl pieces, it's all in the design. But here, it really combines the two to really make this beautiful piece. And again, it's not a perfect round, so just keep that in mind. It's a little bit more like a teardrop shape, but $9.99 will make this one yours. Call me on this one, it may already be gone. And next up, now, it might be a little too early to show this, but I can't help it. I just can't believe it. Because we've all heard about everyone saying, you know, the prices are going up, gold is going up, diamonds are going up, right? Everything about that, you know. But I have here today a piece that, first of all, I did not know that I would fall in love with. And second of all, I did not expect this price. Coming up next is 1110544. So that 111 by itself tells you a lot. So let me know on this pearl piece. And next up, we have what is the ultimate flower ring. Now, if you have this ring, you know how impressive it is, how substantial it is, how many diamonds it has. This is over 3 carats of just your diamonds. And when you have this many stones, you have that much more gold to work with to create each individual ring. But here's the thing on this one. It's in the yellow gold only. This is the last chance that we are seeing this design. This truly is one of those pieces that, although a lot of us have grown to love it, we simply cannot bring it back. So this is it, last chance. All I ask you is that it has to stay like it is in the yellow gold. We can still size it for you, that's no problem there, but it just has to stay like it is. But when you have VS diamonds, right, white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because no matter where you put your diamonds, they are going to be firing off. They are going to be bright. They're going to be brilliant, right? They're not going to look, you know, dark and ashy and like it looks like they need a really good clean, right? None of that. VS diamonds are VS diamonds. They are bright. And if you have VS diamonds, you know how once you see the best of the diamond world, you really cannot go back, right? You can't go back to, you know, SI diamonds. You can't go back to I diamonds, right? And here's the best part, the price. Because this is a ring that, you know, a long time ago, $7,999. This is here early for a reason. This is here early because if you know our diamonds and what we typically price our diamonds at, and you can, kind of guess where this ring is going to be, you'd probably be guessing, $39.99 right about now, right? Wrong. It should be $39.99. But this truly is one last effort, one last push to get this ring out the door, to finally say goodbye to this style for good. And, if you have, a local jeweler on speed dial or whatever, like, I encourage you to just take a picture of this ring right now and just forward that picture and say how much would it cost to recreate this ring with VS diamonds, right? It'd probably be up there in the $8,000 range. Now, before I drop the price any further, I also want you to see how large of a ring this is, how much gold is in one individual ring. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Where did the band go? The band has disappeared. It is gone. How is this on my hand, right? This is what 320 of diamonds look like. And you might have noticed, but in the center of your flowers, you have some slightly larger diamonds. This is where the design really comes in and says, here, let me help you out a little bit, because look at that. Larger diamonds in the center makes the flowers pop. If you have the same size diamonds in the center, right, it might look a little confusing. It might look even a little bit childish, which flowers, difficult to do, right? Flowers, hearts, stars, right? Those shapes, they tend to be a little bit difficult to work with. Right, there's a very fine line between making it look childish versus making it look like the most beautiful piece of fine jewelry that you've ever seen, right? Here's where it is, it should be in one of those high-end designer showcases, and yet here it is on my hand, soon to be on your hand. And look at that. The height of it, yes, it's got dimension to it. That is part of the beauty of this ring. But it's not high off the hand at all. It's, trust me when I say this, everyday wearable. It's fun. Right? Not every single piece of jewelry has to be serious business, right? No laughing, no smiling, right? I have this on my hand, and since the moment I've put it on, I have not stopped smiling. And it's not even $39.99. Again, do not forget, I know when this event runs on for a while, it's easy to forget that, oh, I'm taking 10% off, that's nice, right? 10% off is not, $50 or $100, right? 10% off is a lot when it comes to a piece like this. Call me right now on this one. We may already be verifying on it as we speak. Again, this is a style that we cannot bring back. Even if we did, it'd be, 3 times the price minimum. Here's your last chance. $39.99, it's not going to be. We're gonna bring it back up close. You are going to see it one more time up close in person. Again, yellow gold only on this one, so please do keep that in mind. But you saw it, right? Doesn't matter the gold color it's in. I think it's beautiful. Even if, in an alternate reality, if this were in the rose gold, I think that this would still be beautiful. But look at that. Plain, simple gold band, true to size on this one. And look at that. From the back, all of the gold that it has, just for 2 flowers, for 3 carat 20 of diamonds. This is what this is all about. The negative space there too. This is one flashy piece, one piece that, I would show off with it, right? I would wear it on my index, to be honest. That's, I subconsciously put it on my index, but that's how I truly would wear it. Again, it is a fun piece. Have fun with this. And very first caller can get it for only $2,999. That's it. I know. Let's take a moment and just absorb all of that information. You're getting 3 carat 20 of diamonds, of VS diamonds, set in solid 14K yellow gold. This is not some plated material or some, mystery metal material, right? This is solid 14 karat yellow gold, and a lot of it too. And not to mention, once again, the workmanship that has gone into this ring, right? Casting it, polishing it, setting every single individual diamond that you see here one by hand, and it's only $29.99. Let's give it 60 seconds on this one. It has to go. Again, true to size on this one, really have fun with it. And here we go. This is a steal of a lifetime, especially considering that if it doesn't go, Then we'll just have to take this ring into the back and say, melt it down, right? It'll be a little sad, I admit, right? All of these stones, you know, melted down, but, you know, we have to do what we have to do here, and, you know, it's a lot of gold, so I could probably use all of this gold and create one, you know, dome ring piece or whatever, but, you know, it's a lot of gold in this one ring. It does span across the hand quite a bit here, but let me actually try it on one more time, maybe on the ring finger this time, so you can see a slightly different look here. I mean, right, it is fun. Where else can you find a ring that has this size, that has this presence, and only pay $29.99 minus 10%, right? There's not a lot of places that have even pieces like this. They probably do, you know, tiny little dainty little flowers, and that's it. Call it a day, right? Flowers I can barely see. This is in your face. This is like that prime spring/summer time piece that you would want to wear every single day. It has a warm glow to it thanks to the yellow gold, and it's only $29.99 on this one. A beautiful piece. And let's take it up close. One more look here. And again, if you requested something during the day, I do have a, it's for an aquamarine ring and an imperial topaz pendant. Not quite sure who requested it, but if that sounds like you, please do call in and just let us know that you are watching so that I can show you your request, as I don't want to show it and then you're not here and then you come back and then the piece is gone, right? Don't want that to happen, so if you did request something, please call in. And if you want to request something, please do also call in. And, you know, item numbers are the best way to, you know, help us help you. But if you have like a general description, I think that would be helpful too. Of course, if you don't have a specific piece in mind, you know, anything that you're looking for, be as specific as you can. That really helps us out a lot. And next up, I'm gonna space out the diamonds just a little bit here, but next up I have a pendant. So we're gonna go back to the pendant. Now this is also for my girlies out there who love a large, substantial piece. And I am speaking specifically in the world of Kunzite. Next up we have 1128811, and it is a Kunzite pendant. Let me know on this one. Have a couple of people talking about it here. But next up, I don't even know how to hold this. It is such a substantial piece, and I might have to bring out, you know, both tweezers here, but that is what it looks like. This is that beautiful neon Kunzite pendant. This is in the platinum and the 18K yellow gold. And this center stone, right, we just had a really large flower ring up there, and I did not touch the zoom on that camera, and yet this pendant fits the frame perfectly. This center stone by itself is a $29.25 emerald cut Kunzite. I know. When you have Kunzites of the size, right, we've seen a couple here and there throughout TVON history. Every single stone has had that bright, saturated color. But here's a difference between this one and the ones that we've had before. This one actually has, you know, space for design. Because if you remember the previous designs, right, they're all beautiful pieces, don't get me wrong, but if you're looking for something that leans a little bit more towards the design side and not necessarily so focused on the center stone, which, you know, it still is the main focal point, but you just want some, you know, a little fun design on the side, right? Depending on the size of the stone, it's a little bit difficult to work with if you have, like, you know, a 50 carat stone or, you know, a 100 carat stone, right? Because then the overall piece would get a little too heavy, right? You'd probably get migraines, and we want you to be as comfortable as possible when wearing these pieces. Here, I think it is the perfect middle ground. You have 27 points total weight of your diamonds. And not only that, but this has an enhancer bail. So if you wanted to string this over, you know, an existing necklace, you can, right? You don't have to look at the bail and go, no, it's not gonna work, and, you know, feel sad about it, right? You can wear this truly however you want to. This is our $6,999 pendant. It is brand new today, but even though it's brand new, I still wanna help someone out there to own it. And just touching on the design aspect a little bit more, I love how they put the 18K yellow gold so it's perfectly parallel to your stone. So there's even a little bit of texture in that gold to where it looks like it's copying. Sounds good. Verifying the flowering. Thank you so much. And look at that, right? When the light hits it, it kind of copies how the light is hitting the emerald cut stone. And of course you have, you know, a kind of like a floral geometric design on the sides there. Two-tone metal color, love to see it. It's just a slight accent with that yellow gold. And you got to see it against the hand. I know we're all looking at it, you know, on the side. It's not the real way to look at it, but here it is. This is a wow. This is not a tiny little piece. And in fact, this actually reminds us, or reminds me at least, of, you know, the dog tag style pieces that we've done before. Do you have a Tanzanite for Sandra? I do not have a Tanzanite for Sandra. I have Tanzanite rings up here, but I don't have one that is specifically for her. So yeah, unless I need to check my eyes, I don't see anything up here. I do have a request for aquamarine ring and an imperial pendant, but aside from that, I do not see anything up here. If she wants to see what I have, I can bring it out early for her. But look at that, the size of this kunzite, moving it from the side onto where it should be sitting right side up, right? You don't get any of that loss of color, right? Even against my hand, you don't see any loss of color. That stone in the center is still beyond saturated. The size of this piece is there. It is 2¼ inches from top to bottom. So well over 2 inches on this one. Enhancer bail, yes, that is a huge plus. We rarely see those. Love to see it when we do. And it's for one collar and one collar only on this one. Wait till you see it against the neckline because that is what it looks like. Again, the stone cutting is perfect. The design with a negative space, it is perfect. It is there. And even from here, despite all of the lights reflecting onto the pendant, you can still identify where your yellow gold is. Again, it's very subtle, but it works really well. And look at that, when it hits the light just right, it almost looks like, you know, a singular long baguette or emerald cut diamond, right? Where the entire piece just goes bright white, just like that, mimicking the stone. It's not $69.99. Call me on this one. I cannot recreate this look. And let's bring it back up close here for one more look here. And let's go. Gotta kind of finesse the tweezers here once again, as this is a pretty substantial piece. And look at that. Into the bright lights, that is what your stone looks like. And then against the wheel where, you know, I'm angling it down so you can see the true color of your stone, right? That is not a kind of purple, a barely there purple. That is a saturated, deep color purple. One caller gets it. Call me right now. And believe it or not, this entire piece is only $2,999. That is it. $29.99 minus 10% off at checkout. I mean, if you get this pendant, please, if you don't mind, like send me a picture to show me how you are going to wear it, because given the enhancer bail, right, that just expands all of the possibilities as to how you can wear it. And look at that. From here, the kunzite is still that bright, saturated purple color. From there, the exact same thing. That's what it looks like from the back. The stone is as clean as can be. And it's only $29.99 for this piece right here, right now. Call me on this one. It has to go. Brand new, I know, but it's just too unique of a piece to stay here. And next up, I do have some diamonds here. If anyone is interested in the nail ring, that is here. If anyone is interested in a heart-shaped yellow diamond, that is over a carat. In fact, it is 1.5 carats exactly in the heart-shaped yellow diamond. I have one here today. And of course, a brand new black opal necklace. So very excited to see a lot of brand new pieces here, a lot of pendants and earrings and rings. Of course, we got it all. But $29.99 on this one is just unheard of, especially since you saw the sheer size of this pendant from top to bottom, over 2 inches on this one. Think about it, but don't think about it for too long, because I have a feeling that this piece will go. Truly one of those statement pieces that we, honestly, going forward, probably going to see less and less and less of these statement pieces, because they require that much more, you know, gold and materials to even just make. So truly, this is your chance to really shop those big, bold, beautiful pieces. And, you know, I'm not a, you know, I'm short, right? I'm only 5 feet tall. And, you know, so even though I'm not exactly tall and, you know, right, I'd still wear these pieces that are statement pieces, right? And I think given the size of it, it's not like, oh, who can wear it and who can't wear it, right? I think anyone could wear a piece like this. Same exact thing goes for the flower ring and, you know, any other of these bold pieces. And when I design pieces, right, I tend to go more on the bold side, right? Why have a beautiful stone and then just hide it away with a thin, you know, simple band, right? Go all out, right? You only live once. And here we go, $29.99 on this one. Let me know. And next up, bringing back a now classic. It looks a little something like this. And here it is, 1122946. And I only have the white gold out here, so forgive me for that. But this is a ring that everyone has come to love. This is the designer Nailed It ring. 79 points in your diamonds. And the first time I saw this design or heard of this concept, I admittedly was not too big of a fan of it, right? I was like, yeah, like, you know, safety pins, you know, nails, where I was like, right, I could do without it, right? But then I saw the finished product and I was like, okay, back up. Why do I like this? Why do I like this ring? And I don't know if anyone else out there has that sentiment, but the way that they have set the diamonds, I think really just spoke to me, right? It's not entirely covered. It is truly, yes, mostly covered in the diamonds here, but the one part that got me was the nail head right here. I felt like that was the one part that could make it or break it for me. And what they did was they did it perfectly. So on one side, you have pave diamond set into the gold. And then on the other side, you have mirror finished gold, right? Now, if the other side had also pave diamonds, then I'd be like, okay, it's a little overdoing it for me, right? But where you also have your edges meet, where it becomes that mirror finished gold, right? That's where it also just provides that contrast that I did not know that I was looking for. So here it is, an entire ring. And yes, you get your choice of white gold, yellow gold, or even the rose gold. Now, we will custom make these for you because these rings, if you don't know, if you look at the inside where the nail head actually goes inward, so it goes into like the circle part of where you would wear it, these rings are actually, you need a very special mandrel to size these rings. So instead of doing that, we are just going to go ahead and custom make these rings just for you. So if you don't know, the mandrel is usually perfect. It's a perfect cylinder shape, right? It graduates, but it's a perfect cylinder. So the special mandrel that you need to measure these rings, there's like a dent that goes through the top to the bottom of the mandrel so that you have space to, you know, put the ring on the mandrel so, you know, it doesn't read of a different size. So that's just a little behind the scenes there if you didn't know. But this ring, $29.99, should be priced. Again, this is fine jewelry. This is not, you know, use some diamonds and then use some mystery metal and, you know, hope that you don't notice, right? This is solid gold, 14K solid gold. This is VS diamonds. Again, try out our VS diamonds. They are bright. This ring is comfortable. This ring is also true to size. So just because the ring does extend just a little bit into the circle where your hand would go, right? We are humans, we're not mandrels. So this ring will fit perfectly if it's true to size on this one. And this is actually currently not my size, but I'm going to actually put it on my pinky because a lot of you guys, when we first had this ring, got one, some even two, and said, you know what? This would be a really nice ring for over here, right? For over here, or even over here, or even over here. And then as time went by, and as this ring came back and back and back again and again and again, I've been hearing a lot of, you know, these rings going out in these smaller sizes. And I was wondering, that could only mean one thing, that you guys have been loving this ring so much, the multi-wearability of this piece, that you have come back and decided that yes, I will get this as a pinky ring. And let me tell you, I have been searching for a pinky ring for months now, right? At first I was like, well, you know, a Sleeping Beauty turquoise dome ring would be pretty nice as a pinky ring, but you know, a lot of the turquoise out there, questionable. The gold out there, questionable. But, right, I couldn't find the perfect one. And then I saw this ring one day at work, and I was like, hey, you know, thinking about everyone who's gotten this ring as a pinky ring, and I thought, you know what? Let me just let me just try it on too. And needless to say, I think I'm loving it, right? It's a very simple ring. It's not too large. It's still true to size. It's almost got like that 1.5 band style design. And truly you are seeing all VS diamonds, all of your gold right here. You can see that mirror finished gold on the inside right over there. But look at that. It works as a pinky ring. It works as a ring finger ring. And you know, a lot of you guys have also got it and have been wearing it as a thumb ring. So this is, you know, out of all of the band rings out there, out of all of the diamonds ring out there, I think this is one of those designs that are very versatile with how you can wear it, right? Now it's not my thumb size, so unfortunately I can't put it on my thumb, but as a pinky ring, I think that is a great idea. It's not $29.99. Again, every single ring is custom made just for you. So just because it is a diamond piece does not mean that we have 1,000,001 of them in the back ready to go in your size, right? We want to know what gold color you like. We want to know what ring size you like. Maybe you're like me, you're thinking, hey, I don't mind that as a pinky ring at all. I like to try it out, right? Try it out. Have fun with it. Let's go back up close on this one here. And let's go. $29.99, not going to be. Would love that this ring is here today for a couple of you guys to pick up. We are going to make it $999, and yes, you still get to take 10% off. Meaning, if you decide to call in and say, hey, I'd like one in every single gold color, you're getting 10% off of each individual ring that you get. $9.99 minus your 10%. Take your pick. Gold color, ring size. We do quarter and half sizes. I know not a lot of places do not. They only do whole sizes, which, you know, summertime is here. It's hot outside. You know, as we go outside and we kind of heat up, right, our fingers will expand. So love the fact that we do quarter and half sizes. Let's give this one 60 seconds, $9.99. Take your 10% off at checkout. And my Kunzite pendant is still here at the moment. Do not forget about that one. If you have your request, please let us know. My beautiful flower ring. I honestly would not be mad if I just wore this flower ring for the rest of the evening here. That is how much I like it, how much I love it, honestly. So let me know. And yellow diamond is here. I have a GIA certified alexandrite if anyone is interested. It is a carat exactly. In the oval, I have some private collection blue zircon. Tanzanite is here. Now, I'm not sure if we're helping out Sandra or, you know, if she just wants to see what I have here. Swiss blue topaz is available too. I have a lot of blues here, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Have a lot of blues here. If you prefer a stone of a different color, let me know. And white zircon. I have a pair of beautiful white zircon earrings here. And it's honestly like, I first saw them and I was like, wow, when do we get 5-carat diamonds? But no, they are white zircons and they are here, and I am so excited to share them with everyone. And let me know on this one again, white, yellow, or the rose gold. It is true to size on this one, so keep that in mind. It is a fan favorite. And finally got my stream up on my phone. So hi everyone, it's been a while. It's been a long time. Yeah, enhancers truly are versatile, and that's another great idea. G says that if you don't want to fiddle with a clasp on a chain every day, you can just remove the enhancer. So I think that's a great idea for enhancer bails, and I really wish that we could bring them more often. They're so, you know, they're more convenient to work with. And yeah, enhancer bail, I only got the one out of everything here today. That is it. Now, I'd like to take a moment and visit one of my favorite stones that we have recently introduced you from the private collection first time I saw it, I was like, no way. Am I dreaming, right? And here we are, couple of months later. Now everyone is clamoring to get one of these stones. Next up is 1127018. Let me know on this one. They will be available throughout until the end of the show here. And here we go. This is going to be that private collection Mandarin garnet. Now, for any other average Mandarin garnet, the Asher cut is a very dangerous cut. Why? Because you see how the facets are long and smooth. It's not like a round or even a pear shape where you do have a whole bunch of facets on the back to really hide the inclusions by making the stone brighter, right? This is our 140 Asher cut private collection Mandarin garnet, and it is as bright as can be. Now, if you know this mounting, you'll know that it also has a carat 08 of your diamonds. Now, this ring has to stay like it is in the yellow gold, and quite frankly, I do love our private collection Mandarin garnets in the yellow gold. For this one in particular, has to stay like it is purely because of the fact that look at the workmanship. Now, to me, this design reads a little bit differently. To me, it reads as if you took your carat 40 Asher cut Mandarin garnet and put it on a double row band, and then on top of that, created this really intricate designer guard ring set and just combined it all together. So it is a large ring, yes. It gives you the look of a triple ring stacked together. And if you're like me, you like larger pieces, but you don't exactly have the real estate to, fit all of the rings on your hand without, fiddling with sizing, right? This one singular ring got you covered. And not only that, the band itself is the same width as your double row of diamonds. Look at this. And I know it's a little dressy, right? It's a little out there, but there's something about this design that really also just speaks to me. I think, it looks great anywhere on the hand except for the thumb and the pinky, right? Immediately put it on my index, and guess what? It works. It's close to the hand. It's not elevated at all. And if you can see, the design actually curves downwards. So it's not going to curve, upwards and then get caught on everything, right? Because this is not a ring that you just wear when it's hot outside, where, you don't have any of those knits and sweaters, right? This is a ring that you want to wear throughout the entire year. It's not going to catch on anything. And look at that, how bright and impressive that Mandarin garnet is. If you bring out your devices right now, you look up Mandarin garnets, you're going to see a wide selection of results. And given today's day and age of technology and what's out there, right, I'd even question if some of the images you see out there are even real, right? If they're not even computer generated or even, edited, right? To look a little bit more pretty, a little bit more clean, a little bit more bright, right? There is no such software that we have right now to be like, all right, track that bright orange stone on the screen and clean it up as it moves across the screen, right? We have none of that. What you see is what you get. These Mandarin garnets truly are as bright and as clean as this one that is on my hand right here, right now. This entire ring is not even going to be $6,999. Again, a large ring, yes, I get it, but you don't have to wear it on the index. If you feel more comfortable with it on the ring finger, let me show you what it looks like, right? I'm just gonna take it off, move it over, just like that, it is done, right? It still looks great over here. This is a ring that you probably are not gonna stack anything else around it. The job is already done for you. The negative space really helps bring out the design with the light versus the shadows, right? The Mandarin garnet is still as bright as can be, even from a far away distance. Someone's gonna see this on your hand and they're going to comment either, what is that? Or, wow, that's a really nice citrine, right? And you're gonna say, no, it's a Mandarin garnet. And they're gonna say, they don't look like this, or, what is that, right? Not everyone has the material. You go out to any other store, any other network and you say, show me your Mandarin garnets, no one is going to have material like this. Sure, there's stuff out there that's, you know, still going to be Mandarin garnet, but the quality, the clarity, if clarity is what you're after, if that pure, consistent, true orange color is what you're looking for, this is the place to go for your Mandarin garnets. Not anywhere else but here. And look at that, we have the values too. I can't believe it. This ring is not even going to be $29.99. I know, kind of a crazy price drop there, but $29.99, that's what, you know, that's what I thought that the final price was going to be, right? I've just been standing up here just staring at the ring and I thought, you know what? It's got a lot of diamonds, got a lot of gold, got a lot of design to it. That Mandarin garnet out of the private collection, no one in the entire world has this stuff. And $29.99, I think that's perfectly fair, right? I want to make it more fair to someone out there. Again, true to size on this one, it fits perfectly. You can see that bright, iconic, truly, orange color on this one. And it's not even $24.99. Let's bring it back up close and really just take a moment and see and look into your center stone. I'd like to challenge anyone out there to really just zoom into that stone and see if you can find a single inclusion in this Mandarin garnet. And in fact, I'm going to help you out here. I'm going to zoom in myself. So we're going to take a moment here, going to zoom in all the way and try to find a single inclusion in a typically regarded as a really included stone. And look at that, as clean as can be in the Asher cutting. It's not even $24.99. I'm going to hold it still here so you can look and gaze into your stone, soon to be. True to size on this one, yellow gold only, not even $24.99. And also just take a moment and appreciate the design work. All of the diamonds, single stones set into this ring, one by one. Look at that, right? Iconic with the yellow gold. It's not even $24.99. If you would like, you call me right now. This entire ring is going to be only $1,999. Very first caller gets it, stays like it is in the yellow gold. We will size it for you, again, quarter or half sizes, 10% off at checkout. And here is where you can truly get the best of the best in the Mandarin garnets. And again, feel free to take as many pictures as you want, because anytime I put up here a Mandarin garnet of this color and clarity, it truly feels like we have met a celebrity. You do not see pieces that look like this that often out there in the world, except for here. So call me on this one, $19.99 for the entire ring. That gives you a three ring stacked look. And it is here for the time being. Let me know. And if you want to see anything else, right? I know we have larger stones in this private collection Mandarin garnets, but if you want to see anything else, you're like, you know, I'm starting to love the stone, but maybe don't love the mounting, that's perfectly fine. I'm fairly sure we can go in the back and look for anything else that might suit what you are looking for, whether it's style or shape or whatever it may be. And here it is from the back too, right? We did this at the very beginning with a fancy green tourmaline. We looked at it through the back and guess what? Not a single inclusion to be seen. And we are really closed up. This is under intense magnification. We are not zoomed out all the way back. We don't have anything to hide here. And look at that, $19.99, one caller gets it. Let me know on this one. And we have Swiss blue topaz too. We have a really interesting Congo tourmaline in case anyone is interested. I have a Colombian emerald in a pendant for anyone who's looking for anything like that. And I might as well bring this ring out here. I know it's like, it's a lot of these, you know, crazier pieces here, but one more, okay? One more, and then we'll go to something that is a little bit different. Because what I have here is a rather special diamond ring. It's a dome style ring. It goes by the number 1127822. This has even more diamond weight than the flower ring we had earlier. This is going to be our 549 total weight diamond band ring. Is it just diamonds set into a ring? Yes. But what's a little bit different about it is that you have these larger individual stones in a more condensed space. So it's not nearly as spread out as the flower ring, but you're getting more diamonds in a smaller space. This is another one of those rings that I think would look beautiful, either on the index, the middle, or the ring finger. $549, just 1 point shy of being 5.5 carats. Consistent diamonds throughout. We have seen a lot of diamonds throughout, everywhere, right? Everyone has diamonds, everyone sells diamonds, diamonds and gold. And it's really easy to just assume that, oh yeah, the diamonds, they come pre-packaged like that, they've already been matched and sorted, right? No. There's a whole system to go through the diamonds one by one, right, to sort them. If even a single diamond has a little bit of that body color that just stands out ever so slightly, it's going into the rejection pile. Yes, we also have to reject diamonds. Every single stone you see here, perfectly matching. The ones that you see from the front, perfectly matching. The ones that you see at an angle, perfectly matching. And all set to perfection too. Let me show you what it looks like from the side here, right? Set at a curve, not on a flat surface, but set at a curve. This is one of those pieces that I look at and I just have to shed a tear, right? Because whoever set this piece, right? Round of applause. I cannot imagine being handed this mounting and being handed all of these diamonds of different sizes too, and saying, go for it, right? This is our diamond ring. A diamond ring that started at $18,999. A diamond ring that tapers nicely and is true to size. A diamond ring that is solid, yet again, 14K white gold, stays like it is. A diamond ring that has an under gallery, so it is comfortable to wear. This is on par with our saddle ring, which if you know that ring, if you have that ring, it is also a rather wide diamond ring. But it is comfortable because what you're feeling against your hand is not the most outer edge of the ring. It is going to be gold, right? With the saddle ring, the entire backside of the ring is just solid gold, which is why it's so substantial and so heavy. This, because it curves outward, we can't exactly, fill in the inside with gold and say, have fun, right? So the perfect way to go about with that is to just give it an under gallery. And under galleries, are commonly overlooked. We just wonder, does it have one? Yes or no? That's it, right? But these under galleries are still made up of solid gold. They still have to be cast in that perfect shape, in that perfect degree of curvature to fit the ring, which is why whenever you have a ring that has an under gallery, what typically happens is that the ring will be recast when it's sized, right? Typically. But here, we can still size it for you. Talk to your operators about that one. You can size it up a little bit. So my index is a little bit wider than my ring finger. So, we can still change the size here. All of this gold will still be here. I mean, look at that. Even from the side where you have your very slight, it's almost like building blocks, right? It's almost like a layering. And this entire ring is not even going to be $99.99 here today. Let me try it on so you guys can all see what this ring is all about. $549 of diamonds is no joke. It looks like that. And from the wheel, we saw a really up-close look of the layering, right? Here it's barely visible, but it's there. And then from the front, bam, instantly it's like, oh, all I see are diamonds. And if you love diamonds, if you love a lot of diamonds, this is the ring for you. Personally, I would also consider wearing it on the index. Let me move it there actually. Don't know if it'll fit, not really, but right? Another statement piece is here and available and up for grabs. You saw the diamonds up close. You see how bright this one ring is. Out of everything I've had here today, I think this is by far the brightest. and it's not $99.99. Again, one caller gets it. What we've done with the price on this one is quite honestly a little bit silly, because we all know gold, right? Diamonds, right? Especially VS diamonds. Just because we have to work with this many more diamonds does not mean that we'll just kind of lower the quality of the diamonds and hope that no one notices, right? You guys are smart shoppers. You guys take pictures. You guys have wish lists of every single piece that you guys want. And so if this piece were a little bit on the side, right, you'd notice it. In fact, if I saw this piece and I noticed that, you know, the diamonds look a little off, right, I'm not bringing it out here, right? I have standards for these pieces too. It's not, oh, look at the price, the value, it's there, just bring it up here, right? None of that. It has to look phenomenal. It has to have the best price ever. And on top of that, they give you the best discount ever. We haven't had a 10% off sale. You know, this did not exist from the very beginning, right? This was only a very recent happening. And it is happening today, right here, right now, on this ring. If you would like our 549, one of the largest diamond weights in a ring that we've done ever, call me right now. I only have this one, even though it is a diamond piece. I cannot recreate it, especially not at this price. Let's bring it back up close here. Would love for someone to finally grab this piece for yourselves, wear it every single day, and feel beautiful, right? While wearing such a beautiful, simple yet elegant diamond piece, we are going to make it $5,999, and that is it on my 549 diamond dome ring. I only have this one, true to size on this one, and it's only $59.99 for one caller only. Let me know if you would like to grab it here today. And just like that, first hour has come and gone. Thank you very much for being here with me today. My name is Joyce, and again, I'm filling in for Lauren, so unfortunately she could not make it in here today, but hopefully she'll be with us tomorrow. So I am here for the next 2 hours. If you have any requests, please let me know. We would love to just go in the back and look for that perfect piece and really just take advantage of the 10% off sale, right? It's not going to be here for through the end of the year, and anything that you see here, you know, if it doesn't go, then, you know, take it out back and melt it down, right? That's how it works. Reuse the materials and the resources and make something new and hope something new sells, right? But, you know, the values, you see them. So really just take advantage of them, especially on these larger, more high-end pieces, because again, 10% off of $59.99 is not exactly $50. So it's a lot, and you can really just save up a whole bunch and, you know, think about the rest of the year, any holidays at the end of the year, and, you know, even the next year, right? If you're thinking that far forward. So really just consider these larger pieces. I think truly 10% off is where these museum higher end pieces really just shine. So take advantage of it, and let's get back into it. Let's take one last look at our diamond dome ring and see if someone would like to take it here today. And let me put on my glasses so I can see. Can barely see without my glasses on. Yes. Thank you very much. So Mandarin garnet looks like it is finding a home. So love to see that. Thank you so much on that one. And do not be amazed if you know, see the Mandarin garnet in person and suddenly it's like, is this real? Yes, it is real. It is natural. It is from the earth, and it is now yours. So congratulations on that one. Now, I don't know if we're still looking for a Tanzanite for Sandra, but I think if she's still waiting, I do have a 6 carat exactly. It's an emerald cut, and it is one of the more beautiful Tanzanites that I have seen, because I've seen Tanzanites, I've seen the loose stones, I've seen them, you know, loose stones in my hand getting designed for, I've seen them set, I've seen them go out to use. So I am surrounded by Tanzanites on the daily, and, you know, sometimes it gets a little like, you know, like you see it and you see it all, right? And then one day there is that one piece that just comes along and it's like, oh, do they always look this nice, right? Because you know us, we give you the absolute best of the best in Tanzanites, but then suddenly you see that one stone that suddenly it's like, oh, I did not know that they could look like this, right? I did not know that their depth of color, the saturation, the red flashes could look like this, right? This is 112-8928. And if you've been missing out on the Tanzanites here and there, I have this one beautiful emerald cut option for you here today. Look at that, right? The stone is consistently that deep, vivid blue color. You've got those bright red flashes scattered throughout. This is in currently the white gold, but guess what? To make it a little bit more special, I'll change the gold color for you if you want. So if you want it in the yellow gold, if you want it in the rose gold, I think Tanzanites, they look fantastic in all three gold colors. White gold overall is the most popular. All three options are here. And this is a really easy carat weight to remember because your center stone, that emerald cut, is a 6 carat exactly museum reserve blue wing block D Tanzanite. Not that long ago, a lot of our larger stones went out the door. And throughout Tanzanite history, what has been one of the most requested stone sizes is that perfect medium size. Because let's face it, not everyone wants to have a 20 carat stone, right? Not everyone knows what to do with a 20 carat stone. Not everyone is comfortable with wearing a 20 carat stone or even a 10 carat stone for that matter. But this is that perfect 6 carat exactly. It is that perfect middle size, not too large, not too small, everyday wearable, yes. That design is also everyday wearable where it doesn't visually have a lot of the diamonds. It only has 27 points of the princess cut diamonds and only 16 points of the round. But by dressing it up with the princess cut diamonds, right, it adds an extra oomph to it, right? It's not just, oh, you know, very easy, just give it some round diamonds on the sides, call it a day, right? This is a special stone. If this does not go today, we are taking it apart regardless. The stone goes overseas, bye-bye, it is done until, you know, who knows when, and it's not coming back. And if you were to go to that museum and say, hey, I know that stone, I want to buy it, I remember seeing it on TV, right? The museum people are going to look at you like you're crazy and say, you can't buy this, this is on display. Here is where we're not in that future yet. Here's where that opportunity, that door is still open for you to call and say, hey, I'm interested, would like to see what the price is, and if it's, you know, just right for me, then I'll take it, right? Today is that day. Here is that ring. Change your gold color still, if you're okay with waiting, that is. I do love it in the white gold, but I also don't mind it in the yellow gold. But here it is, that perfect, beautiful emerald cut stone. Now, I love emerald cuts, but one part that I'm a little bit like, towards emerald cut stones is when the stone it takes in so much light that what reflects back into your eyes is a lighter version of the stone, right? I've seen that problem happen sometimes with aquamarines, with morganites, right? Usually with some of the lighter stones, right? But for this one, emerald cut stone does not have that problem. There's no color zoning. There's not, you know, a corner of the stone where it's like, oh, it looks a little bit lighter than the other side, right? This entire stone is consistent throughout. That's what it looks like from the side. So a very, very low key, but still done up mounting. And from the back here too, right? A beautiful, bright, vivid blue color, true to size on this one. If you wanted to dress this one up, you can, but look at this beautiful blue wing block D Tanzanite stone and ring, and this is what it looks like on the hand as well. Look at that, right? Does everyone agree with me? This is the perfect medium size stone. It's not a 1 carat, it's not a 10 carat. It is that perfect medium, everyday wearable, alone, or if you wanted to stack anything else around it. And here it is. Now we're all thinking now, what's the price going to be, right? I already have a couple people thinking about it. So here's what I'm going to do. $99.99 start price on this. And if this loose stone went to a museum, even if they were to price it, it would be at least $99.99. This is, again, material that no one else in the entire world has. Every time there is a major trade show, whether it is domestic or international, we have vendors who are also collectors from all around the world chase us down and say, hey, are you going to this show? If so, can you bring this, 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 and this? And typically, they're always going to be Tanzanites, right? They know of the private collection. They're like, oh, we would love to just, be able to just have a little bit of that in their own collections, not even to sell, to have personally. So here is where we spoil you one more time with a 6 carat, exactly, a perfect emerald cut Tanzanite. A bright, beautiful, once again, that blue is iconic, right? It's not like a sapphire blue, it's not like a London blue, topaz blue, right? It is that iconic blue wing block D Tanzanite blue. And you know quality. When you see quality, you know it's there. But unlike other places, when you see qualities, then it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to raise my budget by double, right? We are here to spoil you with this piece. And what they wanted was, $39.99. But I say no. I say I'm going to take everyone, just a little bit back in time before all this crazy mess started. And I'm going to make this the value of tonight. It's not $39.99. Again, a 6 carat perfect emerald cut stone that looks like this. The color is perfection. The red flashes are there. It is dressed up with round and princess cut diamonds. You can see the distinction even from a distance away. You can see it from the side too, where it truly is that ring where it's not that high off the hand at all. Change the gold color to whatever you want. And this is what we're going to do on this one. I'm gonna put it back up close so we all can take a look at it one more time and quite honestly just drool over it. But here's the thing. I have a timer for this because if it does not go by the end of the show, then it's going one way or the other and it's not to any of you guys. I want to help you out with the price tag here so that someone out there can call in and say, are you kidding me? And then say, yeah, I'll take it. And then take it, right? Size up for you, fine. Change the gold color, fine. But I only have this one ring. So one caller out there will get it. One caller or one museum will get this ring and or stone. You get both. You get the ring and the stone. They only get the stone. And this is what we're going to do on this. It's not even going to be $34.99. And if you did not know, princess cut diamonds are not the same as your typical brilliant rounds. Had this conversation with a caller a couple months ago where they actually did not realize that different diamond shapes equals different diamond prices, right? Because I know we spoil you and everyone probably just assumes that, the rounds, the princess cuts, the tapered baguettes, they're all priced the same, right? They're all diamonds, right? No. When you move outside the realm of your typical standard rounds, that is when the prices get a little bit, different. For example, tapered baguettes, they go off of millimeter sizes. Not even, I know millimeter sizes, right? Not even the weight. They go off of the measurement of the stone. If your one single stone is just 1 millimeter larger, then the price instantly doubles. They don't care about the carat weight. Of course, it still plays a major role in it, but just based off of the size, does the price change? Same here with princess cuts. We have not always worked with princess cuts. This princess cut concept was a very recent introduction into our designs, right? If you look back to when TVON first started and, the first couple of years, I can guarantee you'll probably not find princess cut designs. And even my first couple of years here, right, we did not work with princess cut diamonds simply because we did not have any to work with. This is part of a very special parcel, a very special deal, worked into this very special stone and this one and only very special design. If you would like this ring, it's not even $34.99. Call me right now. We are going to make it $2,999, and that is it. $29.99 for for a 3, for a 6 carat exactly. With your diamonds, your rounds, and your princess cuts, it may not be, you know, a huge, crazy, substantial amount, yes, but it's still there. The quality is consistent. You still have your solid 14K white gold band. Change it if you want, but $29.99 for a museum caliber stone should not be happening for $29.99 in today's day and age. You are getting the entire package. You are getting gold color change options. You are getting a ring size change option without having to pay extra up to a certain point. How many places have you gone to, right, online or in person, and you ask, oh, what size is it currently? And they tell you how much it is to size it, even a half size up, if they even do that, right? Or it's, you know, spend this much and we'll size your ring up 2 sizes for free, right? There's nothing of that here. What you are getting here is you are getting a gold color change. You're getting your ring sized perfectly for you, so you do not have to get the ring, say, I love it, and then you have to run out the door and find someone who would size it for you and then pay extra for sizing, right? Because gold is gold, right? Gold is gold. And there's none of that. You open the box, you're at home, you open the box, you put your ring on and you say it's perfect. And you just wear it out the door, just like that. And you get 10% off at checkout too. So $29.99 on this one. Let me know if you'd like to take it. Let's give it 60 seconds on this one. And it either goes to one caller or it goes to someone overseas on display for who knows how long. So here we go on this one. Now, if Sandra would like to see my other option, I do have a larger stone close to being 10 carats. So Sandra, if you're still out there, if you're, you know, interested in what else I have here, I only have another option. It is a square cushion cut. It is a 955 and it's in a ring that has to stay like it is in the yellow gold. So unfortunately for the other option, we cannot change the gold color, I think in part because of the value that it is. But if you would like to see it, you let me know. But this one is still here for $29.99. I cannot believe it. I think someone, a museum out there, is going to be very happy today with this piece. But we will find out, right? Still got some time left here, $29.99 on this one. Now next up, I also want to share a pair of earrings that have been widely favored throughout the years. It is going to be that type of North Star earring. I think we've never done a ring option before, which is kind of crazy to think about. But we've had this design in a pendant before, and here also as earrings. So if you know it, you know it. It is 1110400. Luckily, I have all 3 gold color options up here to share with everyone here today. The white, I have the yellow, I have the rose gold. So let me know on this one. Again, moving along a little bit quickly here, but I do have quite a few pieces to show. And it is going to be this piece right here, the perfect blend of your diamonds and of your gold. I have all 3 gold colors here to show you. So let me grab those one by one. Again, if you want to get multiple pairs of these, you can, but here they are. This is the yellow gold. I also have the rose gold here, which, you know, surprisingly enough, rose gold has been a rather popular gold color choice with our diamond pieces here and there when given the chance. So there is the rose gold. That is what it looks like. Not overdone. It doesn't look like some really, you know, unclean version of the yellow gold, but that is in fact the rose gold. It is very distinctly different from the yellow gold as I have back there. So here is a comparison there. And also, I have the white gold. So all 3 gold colors are here, which I love to see that. And there we go, rose gold. And last but not least, we do also have the white gold. Now for this one, the most popular gold color, I must say, is the yellow gold. But now I'm just thinking, a lot of us have multiple piercings, right? Who's to say that you can't get multiple pairs of these and just stack them up the ear? probably in the primary and secondary piercing only, because you do have to consider the curvature of your ears. But I'm just thinking, right, if you do love this design, who's to say you can't get a couple of pairs here and there, maybe some for a great gift idea, and some for you to just wear for yourself. All three options are here. I know the wheel is looking a little cluttered here, but I just want to put up all three gold colors so you can see the options that we have. Again, no backing to worry about on these. It's all built into one. It has lever backs. 36 points of your diamonds totaling across the entire pair here. So the price that you see up here is going to be the final price for the entire pair. A lot of people out there are charging you, this much amount for just one side of the pair. Here you're getting the entire pair. $999 was price. And look at that. When the light hits it just right? The entire earring just looks like it sparkles and comes to life. It's not like, I guess it's not like matte finish gold, where, the entire piece is kind of like consistently has the sheen. This almost gives like an emerald cut gemstone sort of feel, where it's like you hit the light just right and suddenly it's like bam, 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 right? Sparkle, fire, flash, right? And these are earrings, so you're going to be wearing them in your ear. So I think as you're walking down the stairs, walking down the street, even while driving, right? Your head is going to be moving around. These earrings are going to be moving around in your ear, and it's going to be consistently just like that. And guess what? Not even $999. Call me right now. Another widely popular favorite. And we're going to make it $599. Take your pick, white, yellow, or the rose gold, but it's $599 a pair. Take your 10% off. Doesn't matter if it's, 5 carats of diamonds or, 36 points total weight. It doesn't matter. We are going to be discounting it. Every single item that you see up here, this is what it looks like against the hand as well. So 1.5 inches exactly from top to bottom, right? It's got presence to it. It's not small. It's not like those smaller star earrings that you've seen a couple of days ago. Days or weeks, I have no idea, but I like those too. But if you want more focus on the star itself, this is the perfect option for you. And look at that, right? From here, it's the diamonds, you see it, very brilliant, dazzling. And then as I move it, right, suddenly it's like, oh, your attention goes to the gold, to where the gold is, being the most bright aspect of your earring. And it's only $599 a pair. Again, no backing to worry about. So these are not going to fall out of your ear. You're not going to lose a backing and go, oh, I can't wear these for the day. Got to look for something else, right? Keep these in your ear. Wear them every single day. Great gift idea. I know we're halfway through the year, and it's a little bit too soon to think about, the end of the year, but it'll be here before you know it. And for a lot of these pieces, if they happen to stay around or, we remake them, it's a little bit, concerning to think about, what the price might be when the time comes, right? Because these earrings, a couple months from now may not be $599 a pair. So really think about it and grab a couple if you can. This is also what it looks like against the ear here. So again, right, it's a bright, beautiful look. And funnily enough, against the shadow of my hair, it looks like it's only the star part, only the diamond part, where it looks like it's floating under my ear. But this is under some rather interesting lighting. So it's going to look differently here versus when you are outside and under the sun, right? So $599 a pair on these. Let's bring it back up close and take another look. Let's give it 60 seconds. And we are going to move on from this one right here. And that's what the back of it looks like. So if you have short hair, or if it's hot right now, if you have your hair tied up, I mean, this is what everyone is seeing from the back. And it is still mirror finished gold, meaning that when it hits the light just right, because the light is not, fixed in the sky, right? We move around the light, and when the light hits it just right, it's going to go from this to something like this, right? It's going to go bright. And that is why we all love diamonds and gold. It's so dynamic, although it's only a, simple, solid object. It's got a dynamic feel to it. So let me know on these, white gold, yellow gold, and the rose gold. And I'm gonna spend a little bit more time showing the rose gold here because I think it's, it's been increasingly popular, and I just wanna give everyone a good look at our rose gold because we don't have it here often, except for some pink diamond pieces, of course, but look at that, right? Rose gold that is very different and very noticeably different from the yellow gold. So here we go, we have a white and a yellow going out already, so thank you very much on these. Again, very popular throughout the years. Rose gold, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the rose gold goes up there in, competition, right? So here we go. We have white and yellow gold, again, very popular here. Rose gold, any rose gold lovers out there? I know you're out there. But here we go, $5.99 a pair, and that's what it looks like from the back as well. So again, a rich, beautiful color. And it almost looks like a pink morganite color. So rose gold, beautiful, a rose gold going out just like that. I mean, right? It's so nice to see all three gold color options up here all together, right? Because I've run errands in downtown LA, in the jewelry district. I've seen other people's rose gold, and it was a little bit embarrassing, but sometimes I had to ask the sales rep. I was like, I'm sorry, is this like 2-tone gold, 3-tone gold? Like, what's going on here, right? Because they had white, yellow, and rose gold, but the rose gold was so similar to the yellow gold that I just couldn't tell it apart, and I had to ask someone. Here is where you do not have to ask anyone, is that rose gold? Is that yellow gold? What is that, right? Here's your rose gold. White gold and yellow gold, again, going out, very popular here. Let me give you some time to look at the yellow gold as well here. So there we go. Highly reflective, very different from the white gold now. And there it is, the yellow gold option, that bright, beautiful yellow gold from the back as well. Love to see it. Again, if you have any requests, let me know. We have a selection of pieces here, and that's what they all look like from the side. So we'll get that cleaned off soon here. And I think my Tanzanite might still be here. So may have to bring that back maybe in the last hour here. Okay, but before we move on, I have my favorite piece, one of my favorite pieces of the day. And yes, it is going to be that opal necklace. Love opals. The blue-green ones have especially grown on me. But this one is not going to be that blue-green color. It's going to have a little bit of it all. It looks like that. A phenomenal black opal. This is 112-8885. Comes with the chain. We all know how much chains are these days. It is that almost like a free-form fancy cut. Very much looks like that green tourmaline we had at the very beginning of the show. And that base color. I think that is the perfect color for black opals because it is that medium neutral gray where it lets every single color pop equally. We've had the standard blues, we have the standard greens, we even have some of those hot pinks, those bright neon yellows. But most importantly, what we have here is we have the reds. This is one of those stones that has adequate reds, and not only that, but they take up a good portion of your stone. So it's not just, hold it at a very specific angle, under perfect lighting, and when the light hits just right, there it is, a flash of red, right? No matter how you look at the stone, even from this unflattering angle, you are seeing reds in your opal. This is our 836 center stone. I could just stop it right there. 836 of this size. Now, we also have 83 points total weight of your diamonds in this piece. And surprisingly, actually, There's actually platinum in this piece. You're wondering, where is it? Well, you see, the platinum is right there. So it does have kind of like a inverse two-tone look. What we're typically used to is most of the piece being that white gold or the platinum, and then we kind of enhance it with the yellow gold, right? Here is where we almost do the opposite. Chain comes with. The entire pendant from top to bottom is 1.5 inches. Those diamonds are also no joke. They're not teeny tiny little stones. Accent stones they may be, yes, but these are not microscopic little stones. The fact that you can see them one by one, especially right after we had 3 pairs of earrings sitting up here, tells you how large these stones are. And as we look at how it truly looks from the hand here, this piece kind of made me sad a little because as I picked it up from the wheel to show everyone like this, it looks so much better in person. You know, if you get this piece and you would like a video of it, outside before it gets sent out, I'd be more than happy to do it for you. The colors, the level of intensity here, I mean, you see the colors on the screen, but to see how truly intense they are, it looks way better in person. So much more of the purples and the blues and the yellows and of course the reds, they show up so much better in person than like this. And don't get me wrong, like this it looks pretty nice, right? You see all the different colors, but you really get to appreciate the intensity of the colors in person. Chain comes with. This is almost like a pomegranate sort of design, right? You have a asymmetrical look. Now here's the thing. It is a large stone. It is an 836. It's got reds, in addition to every other color the human eye can see. It's got a lot of gold. It's got a pretty substantial amount of platinum. It's got a whole entire chain that comes with. And not only that, but it's also a brooch. So if you wanted to wear it as a brooch, you can wear it as a brooch. If you wanted to wear it as a necklace, you can wear it as a necklace. So all things considered, this is supposed to be a $12,999 piece, right? You see the sheer size of it. It's 1.5 inches. The chain is not some dainty, teeny tiny little diamond cut chain, right? You look at it and it snaps in half, right? The wind blows and your chain snaps, right? None of that. You see how thick this chain is too. And this chain is also 18 inches. So it looks like there's no adjustability with this one. It is only 18 inches and a spring ring clasp chain. But chains these days go for a couple $100 minimum. We have chains here, our standard diamond cut chains, that go for at least $300. So this chain by itself is far more substantial, should be at least $500 just for this chain. And yes, it's still solid gold, handmade, put together in this one piece for someone out there. This entire piece is not even going to be $99.99. I would love for one of my opal lovers out there to really just consider this piece. It's been a long time since I've seen a piece and like this as much as I do right now. And this is also what it looks like against the neckline. So here's a little bit better, right? Here you can kind of see where that intensity of the colors come through. You can see the reds, the orange, the yellow, green, blue, purple, pinks, right? It's almost like a cat's eye effect. I'm just moving it ever so slightly, and where the reds just come in, now that looks like something that a computer made, right? But no, this is all from Mother Nature. This is from the earth. There's no, gemstone out there that has been specially programmed to, do this, right? This is all natural and from the earth. The diamonds too, from the earth. And it's not even $99.99. Let's bring it back up close here. Take another look at this beautiful, phenomenal opal piece and look at all of the reds This is one of the stones of this size that I can say that this has some of the most reds I have seen. It's easier in the smaller stones, right? When you polish it, just be like, oh, make sure you get a bit of that red in there. But this is an 836. You saw the size of the stone against my hand. You know that this is not a teeny tiny little small stone, right? It's got a lot going on here. And look at that. From the other side, it almost looks like a double-sided opal. And funnily enough, I think the texture is also a little bit different, right? From the front, it's almost like clouds moving across your stone. And then from the back, suddenly it's like confetti. So this is a really cool aspect to this piece right here. And it's not $99.99. One caller gets it. We're going to make it $6,999. And that is it for this entire piece. The opal, the diamonds, the brooch aspect. If you want to switch out that chain, go on ahead. You're going to get the chain for free whether you like it or not. And again, the chain. The width of that chain is, you know, we don't sell that here, right? The chains that we have, they're thinner than this. Not to say that they're, you know, dainty, but they're not nearly as substantial as this. But when you have a pendant that is as sizable as this is, then you should probably give it a thicker chain to wear it with. And it's $69.99 on this one. Call me if you would like to take it. I mean, look at that. It almost looks like the base color of the stone by itself is a gray and red color. It looks unreal, but it is in fact real, and the opportunity is here for someone out there to call in and say, yes, I would love to pick up that opal for myself, wear it every single day, and look at that. The intensity of the colors is unheard of. Look at that. All of that red. If gemstones could talk, I know that the blue wing block, the Tanzanite that is sitting right over here would probably be yelling at this opal piece, right? If only they could talk. But $69.99 on this entire necklace is crazy. It is here for one caller and one caller only. Let me know if you would like to take it. And next up, I'm going to set this one down for a quick little moment here, so you can see what it looks like from the side, so you can see where your bail is going to be. I always love a great hidden bail that is perfectly worked into the design, where, you know, it doesn't really mess around with the final effect of your piece, right? Because when you have a piece like this, it's like, you know, you don't really want for there to just be a random bail just hanging there and kind of being distracting, right? So that's another part of why I love this piece so much. Now, speaking of bails, I do have a piece that the bail may not be necessarily hidden, but it definitely is worked into the design of the piece. And here it is. It is 1113029, and this is, yes, our Swiss blue topaz in a pendant. In a way, looking at it now, in a way kind of gives, you know, hidden bail, but the way that it's worked into the spiral of your design, I think it's perfect. It's abstract, absolutely, but it's not overdone in a way where you're looking at it and you're like, what is that, right? This is unique, this is different. Also a pretty sizable piece. White gold only on this one, however, so it has to say like it is, but look at that, right? Ultra bright neon blues. Center stone is a 775. They're calling it a half marquise. I see it now. I was just straight up gonna call it a fancy cut, but I do see now it's like a marquise cut directly down the center to create this one beautiful stone. You have 25 points of your diamonds pave set into the other half. I guess it kind of, you know, in an abstract way makes up the other half of the marquise stone. $19.99 should be priced on this one, not going to be today. We are here to move pieces, whether or not it's, you know, 5 carats of diamonds in a ring, whether or not it's, you know, a simple plain Swiss blue topaz pendant, doesn't matter. Anything up here gets 10% off. If you would like this one right here, you are, you know, what you see is what you get. We're going to make it $999 for my one and only Swiss blue topaz in a pendant. $9.99 and take your 10% off at checkout. I love any sort of gemstone that has color consistency, where it's bright, where it's eye-catching, right? Where I move it over to the hand, and all you can focus on is that Swiss blue topaz. You're not looking at the diamonds, you're not looking at my hand, you're not looking at my nails, right? You're looking at that Swiss blue topaz and wondering, how on earth is a stone that's electric blue so eye-catching, right? And could you imagine wearing it? First of all, $775 is not a small size, right? Could you imagine this as a ring? The size that it would have, right? It'd almost be knuckle to knuckle, but look at it, right? Electric blue, so incredibly eye-catching, and here it is from a distance away as well, right? Still, that same electric eye-catching blue. There is not another blue gemstone that I can think of that even comes close in terms to how eye-catching this is, right? Paraibas, they're a little bit different, sure, but to have this depth of saturation, this level of intensity, only the Swiss blue topaz can do it. $9.99 will make it yours, and let's bring it back up close here, take another look, and one caller will get this one here today, and it does sit up by itself, which is perfect. Now I'm gonna start flashing some pieces. If you would like to know more about these pieces, you just call in and let me know. I did mention at the very beginning that I had a yellow diamond, so that's what it looks like. It is a heart-shaped carat and a half yellow diamond in a ring surrounded by yellow and white diamonds. If you would like that, let me know. I think my Tanzanite is still here, so my 6 carat exactly emerald cut Tanzanite. I do believe it might still be hanging out here, so let me know if you want to see that one again. If I maybe showed it a little bit too early, you call in, say she just flashed something that looked like museum reserve. I'd like to see it again. I'd be more than happy to bring that out here to show you one more time. We had a Kunzite pendant with an enhancer bail here today. In case you missed it, maybe I also showed it a little bit too early. Out of everything that I had today, only one piece has this enhancer bail, and it looked like this. This 2925 emerald cut Kunzite pendant. You know what? 1128811 on this one. We're gonna bring it back for another full look. And yes, it's only $29.99 for this entire piece. I know it's unbelievable, but look at that, right? It's not a small little teeny tiny little stone. It's not a teeny tiny little piece. It's got presence to it. 2 1/4 inches from top to bottom, enhancer bail right there. I mean, this has got it all. And I'll also show it to you against the hand as well. So if you wanted a size perspective, right? That's it. It's still wearable, gives a very dog tag style look, and it's only $29.99. This is unbelievable. This is what it looks like against the neckline as well. So yes, it is a sizable piece, but still everyday wearable. And here we go on this one, yes. Oh, this one already sold, so sorry about that. Let's go back up close. And sorry about that. Let me bring back the Tanzanite then. Thank you for letting me know. And here we go. If that's the caller who got the Kunzite, I'm so sorry. I only just found out. So thank you on that one. Did not know, please forgive me. But Tanzanite, I did not hear anyone take this Tanzanite. So here it is for another look. My 6 carat exact museum reserve in the white gold here. Yellow diamond coming up. We had that 5 carat dome ring also here for anyone to pick up. But look at this, right? Tanzanite. Between this one and the 955 that I have, I like this one better. Not because I like the emerald cut better, but just the stone cut, the color, the design. I think it's fresh, right? It's different. The other one is in the signature mounting, which, you know, we all know and love and probably have like a million variations of, but we don't have a million variations of something as simple but as effective as this one. So let me know on this one, $29.99 on my blue wing block D Tanzanite. Now, we also had a fancy cut green tourmaline ring from earlier. I don't know if that one is still here, so if you want to check with your operators on what is still here and what is gone, that would be fantastic. Now, next up, we've had a lot of the blues. I just want to throw in one more that is a little bit different from the other blues that we've seen so far, and it is going to be Aquamarine. So let me know on this one. Here is Aquamarine. The oval cut in a ring. You've got the tapered baguettes. This is 1128732. My biggest beef with Aquamarine is color saturation. Sometimes you see it in person and the stone just looks colorless. And whenever I'm in downtown and there is a, rather high-end designer that says, hey, stop on by, right? Take a look at some of our new pieces. See if your audience might like it too. I go in and I see the most beautiful multiple aquamarine necklace and bracelet combination set. And the stones are so light to the point where I'm second guessing myself. It was a beautiful set, don't get me wrong, but just looking at it, right, filled with diamonds, diamonds everywhere, marquise cut diamonds, pear-shaped diamonds, both in the necklace and in the bracelet. Diamonds are beautiful, right? Very close to ours. They specialize in diamonds. Throwing that out there. And then I look at the aquas, and suddenly it's like, huh. I think these are aquas, right? Be a little awkward to ask, but it's a really nice piece. But it's just that the saturation of the stones don't hit as hard as they could. This may only be a singular stone that is only a 374, but it's got that saturation. Not only does it have the saturation, but it's also got the cleanliness in the color. When you have a lighter color, like this one, and when you have a color that is potentially more on the pastel-y side, comparing this to a bluing blocky Tanzanite, right? This stone is naturally going to be always lighter than the Tanzanites here, right? It's really easy to just see stones that have a little bit more of a secondary color, right? When you have a light blue like this, certain angles you might see, there's a little bit of that, golden color, a little bit of that greenish color, even some grays here and there. Personally speaking, if you are looking to get a stone like this, right, get a stone that is clean and not only in clarity, but also in color. Now, if you do like the more golden blues or the green blues of the aquamarines, right? We don't have any. Sorry, we don't have any. We only have this type of material where it is bright, it is saturated. There's no color correction here happening, right? I swapped out a Tanzanite for this ring. Not enough time to generate, a software that says, yeah, make the aquamarine brighter, right? None of that. This is in the platinum. It's got 61 points total weight of your diamonds here, so they have it all combined. So all together with your rounds and your tapered baguettes, which we touched upon earlier, prices will very much differ depending on just the size of your stones. 61 points. Now, this may only be a 374, but take a look at it on the hand here, because wow, that is aquamarine. That is what ideal aquamarine should look like. If you've ever gotten aquamarine from anywhere else, open the box and were sorely disappointed and said, I'm traumatized, never going to get another aquamarine ever again. They all look like that. Try TVON aquamarine, because this is currently on my hand, and still, there is no color correction, because If there were, my hands would be a different color. It'd be bright red, right? The saturation would be bumped all the way up. But here, you can take a screenshot of my hand right now and compare it to, 30 minutes ago, right? It is the exact same. That stone truly is that saturated. It truly is too good to be true. And here's where I also help you own this piece by helping you out with the price. $39.99 should be on this one. Not only the center stone, but also the mounting, where you have platinum, where it's heavier, right? Noticeably heavier compared to gold, where you have your combination of your tapered baguettes. Tapered baguettes, by the way, that we reserve for some of the best of the best. I don't know if anyone remembers, but we had like a couple of aquamarine rings, months ago. They were pear shapes. Double halos surrounded by tapered baguette stones. This ring right here is reminding me of those two other rings that I've since gone, but the saturation is on par. If this were the first aquamarine that I have seen, in my entire life, then I'd be like, oh, I like that, right? But unfortunately, it's not the case. I've seen aquamarines, again, you bring out your phones, your computers, and you look it up, right? Some of the stuff out there looks like glass. This is not glass. This is anything but natural gemstone from the earth, bright, beautiful blue saturation, true to size on this one, just currently not my size. It's not even going to be $29.99. I mean, for a stone of this size, the way that it is set, not high off the hand at all. It's still comfortable. And honestly, looking at it now, to me, it looks a little bit larger than a 374, but we're going to just go with it. That is what the oval can do, especially one that is a little bit longer than we are typically used to with the calibrated sizes. But $29.99 is still not going to be your final price on this one. Someone must grab it. Very rarely do aquamarines even speak to me. They don't actually speak to me, but right? Very rarely do I see one and I'm like, oh, that's really nice, right? Very rarely. I have, I've been spoiled here too. I have really high standards for these stones. If I see a stone that is just a little bit like not quite there, I'm like, eh. And then if we were to give our rejections to someone else, they'd be like, oh my gosh, this is the best stuff I've ever seen, right? So I have standards. I want you guys to have the best that is possible out there. This one is one of those pieces, and it's not $29.99. We're gonna bring it back up close here. Again, although it's platinum, we will size it for you, no problem there, but look at that. The color consistency, the saturation from the back, where you can still see that your stone is not a clear see-through non-color. It is blue, it is bright. This is what aquamarine is all about. One caller gets it. We are going to make it $1,999. Take your 10% off, and that is it on this phenomenal Santa Maria Aquamarine. And yellow diamond is coming up if anyone would like to see it. Nail rings are still going out, so if you're just tuning in, we had the nail ring earlier today. Look like this. We had it for $9.99. Every single ring will be custom made. So there is that. My Swiss blue topaz, I think it's still here. Just had it not too long ago with that pendant and the white gold. And Paraiba, if anyone wants a truly what looks like one of the most high-end Paraiba pendants in existence that is still wearable, I have a pear shape today. It has a double halo of your fancier cut diamonds with the pear shapes and the marquise. If you want to see that, you let me know. It has over 2 carats of all of your diamonds combined. And next up, we have yet another rather fun designer pendant here, but this time with the pink stones. So I had a lot of the blues earlier today. Maybe not everyone is, loving the blues, but we do have a pink tourmaline pendant coming up next. Looks a little something like this. And yes, it is very dynamic. In fact, I don't think I can show it up close because it's just going to fall on over. So next up, 1128797 with my pink tourmaline pendant. You have 3 pink tourmalines in one piece. Looks like that. I'll try to angle it so I can show you every single pink tourmaline, but look at that. Every single stone will move. You remember a long time ago we had these dancing diamond pieces? That was a long time ago. And those were really hard to do. Now this is not the exact same thing, but it really does remind me of it with how dynamic this piece is with their triple perfectly matching pink tourmalines, 18K in the white gold on this one. And you have a carat 71 total weight of your tourmalines, 12 points of your diamonds, and here is an entire pendant, 1 3/4 from top to bottom. I'm low-key a little amazed with how perfectly matched they were able to get these 3 stones. Because pink tourmalines, they can vary, right? Pink is also a rather light color. And, you know, on the color spectrum, they can lean a little bit more towards the purples and the reds, or they can also lean a little bit more towards the oranges. That's where, you know, papyrushes typically are, right? With the orangey pinks. But this, for how bright and pure pink it is, right? It's rather surprising. And let me just get a better view here and just show it to you against the hand, because look at that. Negative space is doing its job. Every single section where you have your pink tourmalines is perfectly dynamic. And as it lays on your neckline, these stones are not going to flip. They are set in a way where they're going to stay within their little 18K white gold compartments. It's not going to, you know, twist, it's not going to turn, it's not going to flip, right? They are going to stay situated. This is our $29.99 pendant, and I would love to someone just have one of the more unique pieces that I have seen in a long time that really works with multiple center stones. The bail is solid, so truly the only dangling that you see here are with the pink tourmalines. If you would like it, it's not even going to be $19.99. And yes, it is a rather large piece with a lot of gold in this one as well. This is what it looks like against the neckline here. So depending on your lighting situation, right, the gold itself might have a different look, right? It's not like the North Star earrings where the light kind of just flashes off the surface because it's flat, right? This is a piece where it actually curves a little bit. So the way the light interacts with it will be different. Nonetheless, it is a rather bright piece, and it's not even $19.99. And let's bring it back up close here so you can see what it looks like. And here we go. I mean, from the back too, right? That is solid. That is comfortable. This is an entire pendant just for you. And look at that. These stones set perfectly across down the neckline. We are going to make this $999 for this entire pendant. 3 individual pink tourmalines altogether making a carat 71 total weight. You have 12 points of your diamonds down the bail and at the very bottom of every curve of every part. And here it is, $9.99. Take 10% off at checkout, and there we go. I can only imagine the design and just translating it, right, from paper to the computer to reality, and still maintaining this concept of the dynamic movement. Truly a one-of-a-kind piece here. Let me show it to you against the hand one more time so you can really get a feel, like literally, for how these stones move. And again, all 3 stones, oh so consistent, work so well with the negative spacing here, almost like teardrops going down your neckline. Now for this one, I would probably wear it a little bit higher up on the neckline, so probably not as low. So, you know, just throwing out some ideas there. But a one-of-a-kind piece. Haven't seen anything like this quite before, except for here. And again, very reminiscent of the dancing diamond design, but it is here. Let me know if you would like to take it. Now we have some more blue pieces here. If anyone is interested, I have a trio of blue sapphires. They are all new pieces. I honestly can't pick a favorite there, so if anyone would like to just see them, they're all going to be over a carat in center stone size. I also have a trio of some rather fancy colored diamonds, if anyone would like it. And before we move on, I like to show one more variation of the tourmaline. It is 1126243. I saw this ring for the first time and I thought, that's a really interesting sapphire. And then I looked a little bit closer and I was like, that's a really interesting colored tourmaline. Yes, this in fact is going to be that Congolese tourmaline. In fact, throughout the years, how many different color variations have we seen? The more common being that bright minty blue-green color, but here's where you can get a carat 46 oval center stone. It is like, simply put, it's got that honey color. It's got that golden honey color, 41 points of your diamonds in a design that we brought to you guys a long time ago. Have seen it less and less and less and less, simply because of all the gold that it requires, right? 41 points on diamonds on paper versus in person. It could be a million different things. Here is one of the variations that it is. $39.99 was priced on this one, and we are here to move it. I know that a couple of us would probably be very happy with, taking this one apart and melting it down, simply because of how much gold it requires, right? How much gold this one ring, that is not paper thin. Again, we are zoomed all the way in here. That has some width to just the front part of the gold, and that is what it looks like. 360 of it. I mean, right? Look at that tourmaline. It is tourmaline, right? Yeah, it is. Clarity, it's there. The color is wildly unique. And change the gold color if you want, but I think it looks perfect in the yellow gold. True to size on this one. Look at it on the hand. This ring is so substantial that I felt obligated to put it on my middle finger. I typically put pieces like the saddle ring on my middle finger, and yet here we are with a Congolese tourmaline on my hand, and I'm like, wow. So much presence to it. It's not even $19.99. We are here to move it. And it's unique, right? How many tourmalines have we seen throughout history, throughout time, that it's just such a unique color that, you see it one time and you see it never again, right? How many times have we seen, not even tourmalines, but of any particular stone that you see it once, you're like, that is crazy unique. For example, many months ago, I had a pleochroic sapphire, right? So wildly unique. And, the individual colors we've seen, but together it's like, how is that possible? And never seen anything like it ever again. This could be almost very much the same thing where we have Congo tourmalines, but very, very, very few of them are of this color. Not only of this color, but of this saturation, of this clarity. If you would like it, we're gonna make it $1,299, and that is it. $12.99. I would highly recommend keeping it in the yellow gold here. But look at that. Yellow gold versus your Congo tourmaline, which one is brighter? Which one is more saturated? And even if the band were 18K yellow gold, I'd still say that the stone is more saturated than the gold. But here it is, $12.99. One caller gets it. I cannot believe it. Truly, very rarely does this happen. Very rarely do I see a stone and I'm like, oh yeah, that's this, right? Which is why we never do visual identification. But, this is one of those pieces where I was so sure, I was confident that it was a sapphire, and yet it is not. It is a Congo tourmaline, one of its kind, and it is here, $12.99. Take 10% off at checkout. And I think we are verifying it on it right now. So hopefully that one will go. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being here with me. My name is Joyce, and I am here filling in for Lauren, so unfortunately she couldn't make it for today, so hopefully she'll be back here with us tomorrow, and as per usual, but I'm here. It's been a blast. It's been a joy. It's been a joy to see everyone again, and we have very little time to go through the rest of what I have here. I have 2 trios. I have a whole bunch of earrings, a whole bunch of pendants, and a very special Paraiba ring that I want to get to too. So I might have to pick and choose, or I might just have to flash some pieces here and there, and if you like it, you call me. But if you have any requests too, if you get your requests in, we'll prioritize those first. So if I don't get to any of these pieces, that's fine. But your requests are the most important here. So let us know. Thank you for being here with me. If there's anything from the first 2 hours that you want to see again, just call me up, let me know. I can bring it here. I think my 6 carat exactly Tanzanite is still here. So if you want to see that one, we'll bring it back up here for you to see one more time. But let's take another look at our very unique Congo tourmaline here. And no takers on this one. That is perfectly fine. I mean, if this one gets melted down, I would love to just get the stone for myself. Right? I don't exactly have a collection just yet, but you know, seeing how unique this color is, I mean, I would not be opposed to being like, I'll take that stone, like I'll buy it, right? I'll even buy it for whatever, you know, $12.99, right? So let me know on this one. Yellow diamonds are here. Alexandrite. Started off the very beginning of the show with a color change diaspore. And now we are going to go back into that color change phenomenal world. And we are going to bring a color change alexandrite. A stone that is GIA certified. A stone that has been a very surprising fan favorite here. And this is what it looks like. This is going to be 112-6922. And that is what your alexandrites typically look like under normal lighting, such as this one. But the moment you take it under incandescent lighting, that is when the magic happens. That is when everything changes, quite literally. This is our 1 carat exactly color change alexandrite, a carat 09 total weight of your diamonds. And you know this mounting, it is not a, you know, whatever piece, right? This is a ring that is dressed up entirely with the diamonds, set so perfectly, and typically only reserved for, you know, some of the more impressive stones, right? You've seen this with our rubies, with Paraiba, now with alexandrite. Can't remember if we've done it with any other, you know, exotic diamond color, but this is a big deal. Now, here is also going to be that GIA cert that comes with. So at the very bottom panel there, you will see that on the left is the color that you see currently, and then on the right is the color that the entire stone will change to once it is put under incandescent lighting. So it's not just it's not a subtle shift, right? It's not like the, let's say, the Royal Zambarans, right? Where it's got some different varying colors depending on the light source. It might look a little bit like the other, or maybe a little bit like another color, right? Typically ranging in the reds, pinks, the purples, right? This is a completely different color. And that is what, in part, makes this stone so special. It's not like, oh, a green color to a yellowish green, right? Because in my opinion, that'll be a little bit pushing it, right? But here is where it changes from a green to a purplish gray. Now going back to the color, so you can see here, that is going to be that purplish gray that you see. A drastic change from the green original color. You have your measurements there, all of your information. It is in fact a natural stone, the oval, and comments is wow. This is a wow piece. It is a wow stone. And the price tag, I hope, will wow someone out there. This is supposed to be $7,999. And when it comes with the GI cert, right, we all know that some stones, they are not certified, but when you have a stone that does in fact color change, I think it's better to have a certificate with it. But the cert by itself costs how much, not only money, but also time, right? It's not just you mail it in and then you'll hear back in like 2 days, right? It takes weeks, if not months, to get these stones tested, have the cert created, and sent back to you. All of that has already been done for you for this stone. Here is the best part. We're going to bring it down. Forget the cost of the cert. That is just a courtesy on us. And I would love for someone to have it. If you are not familiar with this mounting, let me introduce you to it on the hand. Because not only is the band pretty wide right there, the diamond presence. These stones are set so perfectly that it almost looks like you have a single solitaire stone. It almost reminds me of, you might remember, we had a series of diamond rings where there were pear shapes, there were square cushions, emerald cuts, rounds, ovals, right? All of that fun stuff, but they were all cluster set. So many smaller diamonds set together to give it a solitaire look. Now, we never had a marquise, and this is not a perfect marquise, but it certainly does give that look where it almost looks like you somehow have an alexandrite floating in the center of a singular diamond. And wouldn't that be impressive, right? Wouldn't that be something if you were to have a gemstone inside of a gemstone? But as of right now, that's not possible. But here it really gives you the illusion of that sort of setting. And that's what it looks like one more time from the side. It has a basket to it, yes. It is comfortable. And if you have this ring or if you have this mounting, you know, but the band, every single time I see this mounting, I am surprised by that band. It is not a traditional band. It's got 3 layers of gold just tapering into each other to create the width that it has right here. GI certified. Another color changing stone, 100% color change stone. Not, half the stone changes color and the other, you're stuck with it, right? This is like a 2-in-1. This is unbelievably rare, a carat exactly, and it's not even $79.99. I would love for someone to have this. Let's bring it back up close and see what this is all about. Again, bright, beautiful green. Now, this almost reminds me of the tourmaline that we had earlier, where it certainly does have a warmer green tone to it, but then under certain, angles where the light hits it, it almost has like a blue-green sort of color. And I'm sure you guys can see it right here as, towards the center. It does have a cooler look, a little bit more saturated but cooler. And then towards the top and bottom of the stone, it really just has a warmer green alexandrite color. Now for this one, obviously certified, one only, wish I had more, but here we go on this one. It's on here, it's on the wheel, it's on the show, it's on sale. We are going to make it $3,999 on my one and only color change alexandrite ring. And look at the width of that band. Now, I'm gonna borrow the Tanzanite real quickly because I assume it's still here, but I'm just gonna make a quick little band comparison because that is what a typical standard band is. But can you see how much wider the band of the alexandrite is? It really is like 3 layers of bands merged into one. So just a quick visual there. I just really want you to see truly how much wider the band of this alexandrite is versus, any other standard ring. And there we go, $39.99 on this one. Let's give it 60 seconds here. Gonna move along. And again, requests are welcome. If you don't like Swiss blue topaz in a pendant, I have one in a ring. I also have emerald. It's been a while since emerald has really caught my eye here. If you'd like to see an emerald pendant, I have one. It is entirely surrounded by tapered baguettes in a pendant in the platinum. Love to see it. And let's see here. I do have my trio. I feel like I should get to at least one of my trios here that were put together so well for me. My Congo tourmaline, is it still here or is it gone? We will find out. My triple pear-shaped pink tourmalines still hanging out in a pendant. They're literally hanging out. My aquamarine in a ring, still here. North Star earrings, still popular. My nailed it ring, also rather popular here. Call me on this one. Aquamarine, Tanzanite. If someone got the Tanzanite and I flashed it, I'm sorry. I thought it was still here, but I do believe it's still here, so keep calling on that one. That one has to go. If nothing else and the rest of the show goes, I feel like that Tanzanite has to go. Absolutely has to go. Now next up, trio of sapphires. They are all different styles, all different carat weights, but all very beautiful rings. Here we go. Call me on this one, $39.99. And this is going to be my trio of blue sapphires. We have a pear shape in the center. We have an oval on the left side, and we have another oval on the other side. And here we have a beautiful, bright royal blue sapphire trio. We are going to make it your choice of. And if you're thinking to yourself, I've never seen these rings before. Same here. I have never seen these rings before, but it doesn't matter. We are still going to put them up here, give you a good old 10% off discount, and you can take your pick. Now we have very different styles here and there. I can give you some carat weights. So starting from, let's start from the right side. On the right side, all three rings are platinum, but on the right side we have a carat 26 center stone. It is an oval, and you also have 34 points of your diamonds, single halo around it, diamonds down the band. Now in the center, you actually have the smallest stone being a carat 22 with 50 points of your diamonds. It's a really unique, it almost kind of reads like a belt to me. I know, such a weird thing to think about, but it kind of reads like a belt for your hand, which, at this point, if we've done nail rings, why not do like a belt ring or something, right? And then on the left side, we have a carat 27, so that's going to be the largest center stone on the left side with 59 points of your diamonds. And on the left side, that is the one piece that has rounds and tapered baguette diamonds in your ring. All three are in the platinum. All three we can size for you. All three will be the same exact price. Everything up here started at $39.99 a piece. That is $4,000 for a sapphire ring. And if you are, anyone who is freshly introduced into this industry, they know of several stones, right? Diamonds, ruby, sapphire, emeralds. All of these stones, at least for me, when I first heard of these stones, gave me the impression that they cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for just a smaller stone. And since coming here, that perception has changed. Now, I can't say the same goes for everyone out there, but I can say that it goes for us here. $39.99, not going to be, take your pick. Let me know which one's your favorite. I will try it on. I will try them all on, if I can try them on. Meaning if the ring size is right. But let me know which one your favorite is. Stays like it is. Size it, all that fun stuff, just for you. Nothing up here is even $19.99. Everything up here is platinum. Every stone up here is natural and from the earth. Bright royal blue gemstones. And yet it's not even $19.99. This is unbelievable. I personally am really loving this pear shape here, so let me just try that one on here. But look at this. I mean, pear shapes will read larger because of, compared to a round where it's more, squat. Pear shapes are more elongated. And here, even a stone set east-west, it is reading so incredibly huge. And 1999 is not going to be, even the diamonds here, how do they do it, right? Pave diamond set across the band, just the entire piece, pave diamonds, not even $19.99. And don't forget, you still get 10% off. So it doesn't matter if it's, one singular piece up there, if it's 3 pieces up there at the same time, right? It doesn't matter. If you say, I want that, you're getting 10% off of that piece immediately. It's not $19.99. It's not even going to be $18.99 or $17.99. I am dropping these prices way down low. And take a look at this one on the hand. This is one of those rings that I could see you dressing up, right? Dress it up. If you have other ring guards, that can suit this ring, dress it up. But look at that, singular halo. It's got a very slight, almost like a floral design around it. And very simple of everything up here. It is the most simple design, but look at that. The stone is still bright, vivid, royal blues. It is not even $16.99 or $15.99. We are still dropping the prices way down low. From the side, that is what it looks like. Your royal blues, not too inky dark, bright, beautiful blue flashes. And here we go. We're going to try on that last one on the far left side here. Look at that stone with the rounds and the tapered baguettes. And as I try them on, the ring sizes get smaller and smaller. So that is as far as this one will go. But look at this, right? With the tapered baguettes. We talked about this earlier, how the prices skyrocket the moment you even think about adding a tapered baguette into your ring. And this is what we're going to do. You call me right now, you tell me which one is your favorite, and I will say take it. I'll give you an even better price tag on everything up here today. And yes, even though these are brand new, if they don't go, then they don't go. Where they will go is into the back, and we will take them apart and melt them down. Take your pick of, right here, right now, we are going to make it $1,499 on our platinum blue sapphire trio wheel right here, right now. Let's give it 60 seconds and we are going to move right along here. Again, don't forget about my 5 carat plus diamond dome ring. Do not forget about my impressive black opal necklace / brooch because it functions as both. Do not forget about my alexandrite, my Tanzanite, my 6 carat exactly Tanzanite. I think is still here, so got a little bit of a problem there, but if that piece is still here, then maybe I just haven't shown it enough. My Aquamarine is still hanging out here, my 374 Aqua, with that beautiful combination of the rounds and the tapered baguettes. I think my pearl pendant from the very beginning is also still here. So if there's some pieces that you maybe haven't even seen today at all, that I already showed, and you want to see it again, let me know. I will bring it back here just for you to see and decide if you want to get it or not. Don't forget, we also had the Nailed It ring here today for $9.99. Take your pick of gold color and ring size of choice. And my Swiss blue topaz pendant, I believe, is still here. Now, before we run out of time, I do want to share with everyone a very special Paraiba in a ring in a gold and diamond color combination that we don't really see that often. I personally only designed this specific combination like twice, maybe even once. And it's pretty out there. But I think the way that this one is done is just unbelievable, and I think someone will love it, right? We all know that Paraibas, we all probably see Paraibas as those like investment pieces, right? With considering how much the prices have skyrocketed throughout the years. Let me know on this. I'm just going to move along real quickly here. But next up we have 1128188, and it looks like that. So It's got white diamonds, yes. It's also got yellow diamonds, yes. This makes it wildly unique. Two-tone gold, two different colors of diamonds, a wider style band. Because let's face it, this Paraiba is only a half-carat stone. When you have a smaller stone like this, you don't really have too many options for a mounting, right? For a design. And you have to consider, right, the price of the stone. You have to consider what your target final price is, right, for it to still be of value, right? So when you have a half-carat stone, you can't exactly just give it 5 halos of diamonds and say, yeah, the ring has enough presence now. I think it's good to sell, right? Because then the ring is going to be, $10,000, and no one's going to be like, oh, it's a nice ring, but it's only a half-carat center stone. Here's where you still get the presence, you still get the Paraiba, and you don't have to pay $59.99. This is a band that almost reminds me of a crown style, almost like, not quite a tiara, but almost like a crown style. Take a look at it on the hand here because, yes, right? It's not exactly a simple, everyday wearable band. It is still a wearable band, everyday wearable, but it takes it above and beyond, dresses it up in a way where it's not overdone, where you could also move it over to your index, let's say, and wear it there. And given the gold texture and the design, the negative space, it almost looks like lace on your hand. If gold were actually the consistency and the thickness of lace, then you hold it to pick it up and that thing is going to get dented. Here's where you can get that same visual after effects without having to compromise, right? And the best part is, it's on a sale show. It's here, it's going to be discounted. Half-carat stones, loose, by themselves, of a medium quality, go for $59.99. And if you remember me saying, this was even a couple months ago, but Paraibas in the 1 carat size, 1 carat range, medium quality, we're going for $9,000, $10,000 minimum for a medium quality stone. We don't have any medium quality stones here for a comparison, right? I can only ask you to imagine a stone that is more cloudy and not as neon. This has neon, this has clarity, this has it all. This is our perfect half-carat stone. And this is what we are going to do on this one here today. I would love for this to go out the door. I love this combination. It truly is unique. How many Paraiba rings do we have that are only in the white diamonds and the white gold, right? This is expanding your collection. If you want something that you can wear every single day, and every single day as you wear it, the price of it goes up, this is your piece. It's not even going to be $39.99. Again, going to do something a little bit crazy here. For someone out there who's been maybe dreaming of owning a Paraiba. When I was here with you guys, all of those Fridays ago, I got a little bit obsessive with Paraibas. And if you guys remember, there was a oval. It was in the saddle ring. I was obsessed with that ring. And, if I remember correctly, it was like $20,000, right? I don't have $20,000 to spend on a ring, especially now that I have a cat, right? So here is an alternative where you are still getting that same top quality material. Private collection, we often forget about that, but not all Paraibas look like this. There are Paraibas out there that look like the worst aquamarine you have ever seen. Big old window in the center, no neon glow at all, highly included, and it's still called a Paraiba. And people who do not know about TVON will still pay top dollar for those stones because they know that it's rare, it's not easy to come by, they just don't know where to look. You know where to look, and that is here. It's not even going to be $29.99. We are dropping it even further. Would love for someone to have this. It is true to size on this one. We're gonna bring it back up close. So the band does taper nicely. So, all of that gold, yes. but it does taper nicely into the back. So you are going to have a ring that fits true to size. It is comfortable to wear. I mean, individually too, those yellow diamonds, unbelievably bright, unbelievably vivid. Those yellow diamonds may not be GIA certified, but if it were, I know we're all thinking the same thing. We're all thinking of the words vivid, intense, right? Bright yellow diamonds. Here they are serving their purpose in this ring as an accent stone, as accent stones. And $29.99 for a half carat Paraiba loose. I mean, there are vendors out there who are no longer offering their Paraibas for sale. They are holding on to it. And their Paraibas, you know, don't look nearly as nice as this. We are not holding on to our pieces. If we were, then there'd just be diamond pieces to sell. And we like to have diversity. Here is where someone's night will be made. This ring is not $29.99. It's not even going to be $27.99. Every single discount helps. Every single dollar helps, especially where we are going in a direction where in the future, a lot of these pieces may not be, you know, obtainable. Who knows where these prices are going? So here is an opportunity for someone out there. If you've been dreaming of owning a Paraiba, if you've been dreaming of expanding your collection, this is your chance. If you want to see anything else that we have in the back, we have a selection. I will say most of our stones run a little bit larger, and this is one of those stones where it's not dependent on like every time you hit a half carat milestone, right? For a stone like this, it almost feels like every single point counts. Every single point, from a half carat exactly to a 51 point to a 52 point, every single point counts when you have a Paraiba stone. Not to mention, once you hit that 1 carat range, the price does not increase, you know, normally, right? It goes up exponentially. I can bring out examples, right? I have a pear shape and a pendant. I can tell you about it right now. The pear shape that I have in a pendant is a $269, and this thing is $20,000. If you want to see it, I can bring it out here to show you. But just to tell you that, you know, half carat, 1 carat, 1.5 carat, 2 carat, it's not the same. This is what we're going to do on this one. We already have a couple of people thinking about it. It will go. It's not even going to be $26.99. I'm just waiting to see who would like to take it here, right now. You saw how wide of a ring this was on my hand, and you saw how much presence it had, even next to some bright, vivid, saturated yellow diamonds. This does not happen every single day. $25.99, it is not going to be. Let me try it on one more time here for someone who is maybe thinking about it. Because look at it. That ring is just jaw-dropping. That Paraiba is bright. That Paraiba is electric. And although it may not have the same look as the Mandarin garnet did, it kind of has that same look of a triple ring stacked together, where it looks like you have your Paraiba sent into a white gold band, and then it looks like you had two custom-made, really wavy yellow diamond, yellow gold ring guards, custom made just for this ring. But guess what? Same exact concept. You don't have to stack 3 different rings. You don't have to get one ring and then pray and hope that the other guard rings will work perfectly here. You don't have to worry about, after you stack it, the swelling of your hands with the summer weather. You don't have to worry about sizing differences, right? This is a ring that you just put on and take off. Hopefully you put it on and you're wearing it for the entire day, just showing it off. This bright neon Paraiba. And guess what? $25.99, it's not going to be. Do not forget, it may not have a lot of, on paper diamond weight, but look at the amount of gold that is in this one little ring just to accommodate all of your diamonds. This truly is not your average plain, simple gold diamond band ring. This is it. This is an opportunity. $25.99, not even going to be here. And this is what it looks like one more time up close. So majority of the ring is going to be in that yellow gold. As you can see in the front, the top and bottom rows where you have your yellow diamonds is the yellow gold. The band itself is also going to be in the yellow gold, which I actually really like. You know, I typically am a yellow gold kind of person. I do like how it gives, you know, every single piece a warmer glow to it. You know, for white gold, you know, I don't mind it, but, you know, when given the option, I do prefer yellow gold. But when you have them together, it provides the perfect contrast, right? The white gold with the Paraiba. So even though the Paraiba by itself is a rather electric color, right, it's not going to be easily influenced by the gold color that surrounds it. Keeping it in the white gold ensures that it is going to remain that iconic bright Paraiba blue. And this is what we're going to do on this one. One caller gets it. We are going to make it $2,499. And let's give it 60 seconds. We got to move. We are in last call here, $24.99 on my one and only Paraiba in a ring today. Such a wide band, a design after my own heart. And let me also flash. I don't know the rules about flashing a piece versus presenting it if it gets melted down, but I do have a white zircon, blue zircon combination piece. Not one of my designs, but just a quick little flash of this one. What is that? Exactly, that was my first thought. What in the world was that? So if you would like to see more about that, let me know. But this band absolutely has to go. The iconic Paraiba color. It's got the neon. So many Paraibas I've seen out there that it's a blue color, but it doesn't have the electric pop. It's just a blue stone. It just looks like aqua, a really bad aqua. But this right here has the electric color. You're not gonna look at the stone and think, oh, that's a really nice, I think it's aqua, right? You look at the stone and you're thinking, that is a really nice Paraiba. There's no mistaking the stone for any other stone out there except for Paraiba. So let me know on this one. And we are going to move on here. I do also have a ruby ring in case anyone is interested. I have yellow diamonds. I have a heart-shaped yellow diamond in a ring. Carat and a half on that one. And let me see. Again, this might be a little late, but if anyone requested an aquamarine ring and an imperial topaz pendant, I still have these two pieces up here. So if you maybe requested those, give me a call. Let me know that you're here and watching so that I can show you your pieces so that you don't miss out on those. And hi, Ginger. Lauren couldn't make it today, so I am filling in for today. So hopefully she'll be back with us tomorrow. And yes, long time no see. It's been a while, everyone. So glad to be here. And I'm just gonna do it. I flashed it, never previewed it before the show started, flashed it just now and thought, man, that looks good. That looks so, so good. It is going to be the earrings. I mean, can you see why I took one look at this and I thought that it was a diamond? Does it not read as if it were a diamond? This is 112-8382. And we don't typically have white zircons. So I think that's part of why, you know, I got thrown off a little bit here. I saw these and I was like, no way. No way are these white zircons. Pure white zircons, bright, not a single sense of a secondary body color to take away from it. They're not gray. They are pure, bright white, and they look, yes, very much like diamonds, and they are here. I am obsessed with these earrings. Could you imagine wearing these outside? Considering how bright and scintillating they are right here on the wheel, how they would look outside under natural sunlight. This is in the 14K white gold, stays like it is. Now get ready. For your white zircons, your two stones combined, you have 20.8 carats total weight. So each stone is about 10 carats. Now, What are those stones on top of your white zircons? Those are blue zircons, and not just any blue zircons, they are of a fancier variation of your trillions cut blue zircons. For those 2 trillion stones, you have a carat 08 total weight. And at this point, it's like, we're done, right? No, you still have diamonds. Diamonds down the front of the lever backs, totaling 17 points total weight. I mean, you have diamonds in this pair of earrings. And yet, I never fully, consciously acknowledged the diamonds, that they were there. I have been fixated on the white zircons, on the blue zircons. Like, if the diamonds weren't even there, I'd be okay with it, right? I don't really care. I just want the white zircons and the blue zircons, such a unique color combination. And here's the thing. These earrings were supposed to be $12,999. And just purely thinking about the size, right? I'll hold them against the hand, I'll do all that fun stuff, but just thinking of the fact that each white zircon that you see up here is about a 10 carat stone, right? We could have easily taken these 2 stones and made them into 2 separate rings, maybe even a ring and a pendant. But the thing is, these stones also require matching. And when there is a perfect match made, you have one job. That is to set them into the same piece. So it's earrings, maybe it's even a bangle bypass style, maybe it's a 2-stone, bypass ring, 2 stones and 1 pendant, whatever it is, you do not separate these stones. Same exact thing goes for the blue zircons. This is what they look like against the hand. No backing to worry about. I mean, look at that. No backing to worry about. All built in together. The blue zircons may not be nearly as large as the white zircon, but look at that. Still has its own distinct presence, in part because of how colorless the rest of the piece is. But don't forget, white zircons are still gemstones that everyone loves to have in their collection, right? Just like diamonds. Here it is. I mean, look at that. When it angles downwards into the wheel, you can see how pure of a white color it is. It's not clear. It's got that white color to it, like a frosty look, right? Very cool. And the more you move towards a white or a colorless color, the easier it is to introduce secondary body colors. The easier it is to introduce grays, golden browns, right? Any other color that you don't want to have, especially in a stone like this, right? You never go out and say, I need some white diamonds, but I'm okay with them being gray, right? That's never the case. Same thing here. White zircons, beautiful, perfect match set. And my nails are white, but look at that. Look at how much brighter the white zircons are, right? It's unreal, especially in this size. And here's what we're gonna do. It's not even $99.99. We've seen some pretty impressive earrings here and there. We have the largest heart-shaped emerald cut Colombian emeralds earrings in the back, but those are, borderline unwearable, right? Those I feel like are perfect for a museum display. But these are everyday wearable. 10 carats they may be, but it's not heavy at all. The size of the stones themselves too is wearable. It's not, it doesn't expand into the space where it's like, oh, I can feel my head, tilting and my earlobes getting tired, right? None of that with this. Let's bring it up close. I'll show you what it looks like against the ear here, and there we go. That is what it looks like. Do they not look like diamonds, right? And if you could just imagine if, the blue zircons were blue diamonds, how stunning of a piece this would be. But look at that. As it subtly moves, as I'm just shaking my hand here just a little bit, how bright they are, how clean the stones are, how eye-catching they are. It's not $99.99. One collector gets it. Let's bring them back up close here and see who would like to get my white and blue zircon earrings here and not even have to pay $99.99. I mean, it just straight up, it just looks like diamond, right? It's got the rainbow colors in it. It's got the flash. It's got the fire. I am just, for someone who likes bright, vivid colors, I am honestly very surprised with how much I am in love with this one singular pair of earrings. If you would like it, just like me, if you would like to take 10% off, unlike me, you can take it today. One caller gets it, $6,999 on my blue and white zircon piece, and you still get to take 10% off of that. Yes, you do. I mean, the savings on that is amazing. So take advantage of it while you still can. Last 15 or so minutes are left. I might start building a recap wheel. If not, I do have a private collection blue zircon ring. If I might just quickly flash that here. And we'll get to a yellow diamond before we wrap up for the end of the night here. So this is what that looks like. So again, this is private collection blue zircon signature style, if anyone is interested. The center stone is a 1170, so substantially larger here. If you would like to, you know, swap things around and wear these earrings and mix it up with a beautiful private collection blue zircon ring, you can do that. And before we go, yellow diamond time, bringing some color back into the wheel here. Do not forget about those. Next up, we have 1123969, and it is a heart-shaped stone. Personally, not a huge fan of the heart shapes. But when it comes to diamonds, I don't care what shape it's in, just give it to me, right? Here we have one of the very few heart-shaped yellow diamonds that we have seen in a long time. This is in the 18K white and yellow gold, 1.5 carat exactly VS center stone, 32 points of your VS yellow diamonds and that double halo surrounding your stone and single band going down the middle of the sides. And on top of all of that, you have a carat exactly, 1 additional carat total weight of your VS white diamonds in that third halo and completing that triple look down the side of the band here. This is yellow diamond. This is where you can score a relatively larger yellow diamond and not have to break the bank doing so. $16,999 where it's supposed to be. And I can't even begin to just say, the last couple of months I've been out and about, right? Going out of town. Every time I'm out of town, I make sure to stop by a jewelry store just to see, right? Because I was not always in SoCal, right? Went to the East Coast, went up to North California, right? And I always made sure just to see, right, what everyone else is doing, right? Get some more information. Because there's only so much information you can get online. There's a whole bunch of, you know, physical stores that are doing a little bit of something different here and there. So what I did was made sure to visit some jewelry stores. And one of the very first things I would ask, just to make sure if I were, you know, to use my time wisely or not, was to first of all ask them, do you guys deal with all natural diamonds? And at this point, unsurprisingly, the answer is, well, we have some natural stones, but we do work more with the lab-created, you know, etc. stones. And then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna bother, right? Thank you for your time. I'll look elsewhere. Of the few stores that I found that actually did work with natural diamonds, my next question would be, do you work with any colored diamonds, namely yellow diamonds or even pink diamonds? And then the answer was, pink diamonds, no. Yellow diamond, we have like one. So I was like, one is something, show it to me, right? Let me see it. And, you know, I look like a middle schooler walking into a high-end jewelry store, had a couple of, you know, guards following me, but, you know, I was like, you know, I'm interested, right? Show me what you got. And they would show me what they had. And the color was, it was subpar. it wasn't like this where it's a bright, yellow diamond. The stones that I saw were bordering brown and green. And not to mention, very simple style, right? Just a single stone, maybe, a 3-stone style, maybe, a couple of diamonds scattered on the sides there. Asked about the quality of those, like I don't even want to say it, but it was not good. And, it's just, I couldn't find something that could compare to what we did. So here's where, take all of that information, nothing really came of it, but just so that you guys also know, like, me being here versus me being out there, right? There truly is no comparison when it comes to quality and price. This really is too good to be true, and it is true for one caller out there. If you would like a yellow diamond, here is what I have to offer to you. It is a beautiful 1.5 carats. Every single diamond in this ring is natural from the earth. And I can't tell you how many calls I've had in the last couple of months from brand new viewers, brand new shoppers asking, are those natural? And I say, yes, every single stone that we deal with is natural. And then the immediate second response is, that price is crazy. 100% of the time, that price is crazy. How are you guys doing what you are doing? And the answer is, we simply just make these pieces ourselves. If you would like this heart-shaped yellow diamond, it is here. It's not even going to be $99.99. I would love to try it on the hand for someone out there. You can see how bright and consistent that yellow diamond is. There's no green to it. There's no brown to it. There's no gray to it. There's no other colors to it. It's just pure, bright yellow diamond. And this is what it looks like on the hand, just like that. That double halo definitely does help with giving the center stone a larger look. We all love to have these larger exotic gemstones, but maybe we don't have necessarily the budget to spend on it, right? Maybe it's like a diamond where it's kind of like a one and done sort of deal unless the design really speaks to you, right? This is a 1.5 carat stone that reads so much larger thanks to the design of it. Not to say that the center stone has any flaws, that we have to, hastily make a double halo to make up for it, right? It's really a double halo to add to it. And this is it, true to size. Gold color stays like it is in the white and the yellow gold. We'll size it for you. I only have this one. We do not have any other heart-shaped yellow diamonds out there in the inventory. This is it. It's not even $99.99. We're gonna bring it back up close here. One caller gets it. End of the show is here. If you would like it, call me right now. We're making it $4,999 on my one and only 1.5 carat yellow diamond here today. Let's give it 60 seconds here while I gather myself and gather all of the pieces here that we should have on the recap wheel. But $49.99, like I don't even have anything out there that I could compare yellow diamonds to, because a lot of people can't sustain a business on natural stones anymore. So the second best thing, I guess, is lab-grown material. And, lab-grown, I simply do not see the value in, right? Lab-grown gives me the vibe like, anyone can make it, right? Can even control the market in a way, but it's not nearly as valuable as these natural stones. Here is where it's at. Here's where you can shop the deal. And one caller can shop it for only $49.99 before you're 10% off. So call me on this one. I have a couple of pieces that we should probably recap here. I think my Congo tourmaline is still here. My designer diamond band still available, as in the 5 carat 49 diamond dome ring. So let me know on this one. And let's see here. I think I'm going to put the diamond dome in the direct center, as it is the one all diamonds piece. And let's see, maybe I'll put this one in the back here. So we had a Paraiba earlier today with also the yellow and white diamonds. I'm Gonna move it back here. So very diamond focused in the back half of our recap wheel here. Now, if this ring is still here, then we have some problems. A little bit late for problems, but we have problems nonetheless. That Tanzanite is still here, and my Aquamarine for only $19.99 is also still hanging out here. So a couple of beautiful pieces still here, still available unless it is gone. And don't forget, we also had the nailed it ring that looks like this. So adding some more diamonds here and there. Hope you guys don't mind. My Sapphire trio, I believe, are all still here. My white zircons. Let me just swap out that diamond ring with an alexandrite, GIA certified, 100% color change in the front here, but do not forget about this. Again, this we have some quantity on, but not unlimited. So let me know on that one. And here we go. Alexandrite in the very front. Out of everything up here, only the one in the front is GIA certified. Only the one in the front is a 100% color change stone. If there's anything up here that you want to see on the hand one more time, you let me know. If you want to grab the Paraiba, okay, of everything up here, grab the Paraiba and grab the Tanzanite, and I'm okay with that. Leave everything else here for us to melt down, fine. But you must absolutely grab this one right here, the Paraiba, and the Tanzanite in the front left right here. This, all these diamonds, if we were to melt them down, so be it. But I want you to be happy with rare and collectible pieces, and pieces that over time, the prices are going to, you know, they're gonna go up. We've seen it happen with Paraibas. It was a shock to us. It was a shock to the entire industry. It was unbelievable. I remember, what was it? It was the, I think it was the Vegas show, or it was the Tucson show, one of those shows. And the night our team left to go to the show, we were selling Paraiba. The very next day, they called us saying, hold all Paraibas, it's going a little crazy over here. And that was it, right? The prices just, it was insane. We never get calls like that from our team to say, pause, something's not right, right? It was scary. But here's where we can still kind of work against the tide here to really provide you the best quality with the best price tag, and still, like, you're not getting a loose stone. You're getting an entire ring that you can wear. Of course, the flower ring, I believe it's gone, maybe still here. Again, forgive me, but we had a question about the flower ring from earlier. So let me try it on again one more time here. This is for Joanne's collar. That's what the flower ring looks like. Again, I am going to miss this ring. I am going to miss it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am going to miss this ring. This is our final farewell to our flower ring. Yellow gold only on this one, but look at that. I mean, if you already got this ring, if you don't mind, I like to wear it until I have to go. Because look at that, right? Take a whole bunch of pictures of it on my hand, right, with it. Feels like, you know, like a celebrity. But it is beautiful. And maybe in the future we can bring back a smaller variation of this one, but again, it is stunning. And congratulations if you have it, got it, even own it from before, but this is a beautiful, a stunner of a ring. And let's go back to our recap wheel up close here. I'm gonna miss this ring. And anything else up here, you let me know what you wanna see. We can bring up the information if you need it, or if you wanna talk after the end of the show, we can do that too, since I think bringing up the graphics kind of messes with the timer here, but that's okay. But yeah, anything up here, we have a lot of the blues, the greens, the yellows, the white diamonds, right? Definitely a diamond-centric day with the North Star earrings, diamond dome ring, the nailed it ring, alexandrites. I mean, we've got all the bases covered, right? This isn't a show that's, you know, all diamonds or all, you know, aquas or all tanzanites or all whatever, right? We have diversity. We have something for everyone up here. And let me know. Let me try on the dome ring one more time here. Again, this is over 5 carats in just pure diamonds. Look at that on the hand. Beautiful on the ring finger, on the middle finger, on the index finger. However you want to wear it, it is comfortable. True to size on this one. I mean, you know, this is, again, a very dazzling ring. One color only on this one. And let's bring it back up close here. And I'm a little bit sad about the Paraiba ring. If this one goes bye-bye, I'm a little sad. But let me try it on one more time here, maybe for good luck. So here it is. Bright neon blues versus bright vivid yellows and your bright brilliant white diamonds. The perfect ultimate combination here. Someone has to grab it. And let's bring it back up close. Again, last couple of calls are coming in. So we still have time to answer some of your last minute questions here. Again, I'm just here to cover for Lauren today, so she couldn't make it. But hopefully she'll be back with us tomorrow. And we'll resume with our usual scheduling. But it's been a blast. Been really nice to see everyone again. And if you have any questions, I'll be in the phone bank hanging out to answer any last questions. Again, it's been a blast. It's been nice seeing everyone again. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place on Friday for another fantastic show.